From the classic arcade game to the high-octane thrills of the Force Unleashed. Gamers have spent many hours in a galaxy far, far away. Now, Electronic Arts, LucasArts, and BioWare are preparing to immerse us in our favorite sci-fi fantasy universe like never before. With Star Wars: The Old Republic. Size matters not? We'll see about that. Because we're going to serve up a Death Star's worth of super exclusive footage live on our stage. Get ready, because you won't see this anywhere else.
Hello and welcome to G4's live coverage of E3 2010 presented by Burger King. I am Morgan Webb.
And I am Blair Herter. We're coming to you from the Los Angeles Convention Center, kicking off 4 freaking hours of live coverage here.
It's crazy. Now, without a doubt, this is the biggest video game event of the year. Everybody is here. Legendary game designers, the press.
Morgan Webb is here,
Morgan
everyone.
Webb is here.
That's
Absolutely.
right. But most importantly, guys, right now, an extended world premiere. Everybody's been talking about it. A hands-on demo of Star Wars: The Old Republic.
All right.
Escorted to the stage by the 501st Stormtrooper Legion. These guys flew in all the way from a galaxy far, far away. Directly from a galaxy far, far away. Dallas Dickinson, ladies and gentlemen, Director of Production at BioWare. Dallas, thank you so much for being here, sir.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
Really appreciate it.
We are very excited about this game. I don't think that needs to be said. But for those people out there who haven't seen it before, don't know what universe, what time period it takes place in, maybe give people a little primer.
So, Star Wars: The Old Republic is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. It's set about 3,000 years before the movies and about 300 years after the events of the original Knights of the Old Republic. So it's sort of a galactic Cold War that's going on right now with the Sith Empire and the Republic eyeing each other very warily.
Okay, now Dallas, let's talk a little bit about that particular time period. Obviously, we're very familiar with the time period in the movies. We're also very familiar with the time period set in the Old Republic game.
Yeah.
But you've got, thousands of years of stuff you could draw from here. Why pick this particular time period?
Well, it's exactly that we're separated from the movies, which everybody knows, everybody loves, but we can allude to them. We're separated from the Knights of the Old Republic era, but we can wrap some things up and allude to those events. But we have a tremendous amount of flexibility in what we can do with the stories, with the characters. We can take them in whatever direction they need to go without having the trouble of stepping on the toes of existing canon.
And so what characters are we going to be able to play, and what can we do with them?
So we have...
It's a very broad question.
What characters and what can
what
we
can
do?
we do? Well, I'm not sure what you can do with them personally, but the 8 classes that we've announced thus far. On the Sith side, we have a Sith Warrior, a Sith Inquisitor, we have an Imperial Agent, and we have a Bounty Hunter. And then if you choose to play on the Republic side, you can play as a Jedi Knight, a Jedi Consular, a Smuggler, or as a Republic Trooper.
Okay.
And we are going to get, we'll get a little bit more into the characters in a little bit, but we should talk about how you get around this universe and how you can travel in a galaxy.
Sure. I'm glad you asked me that question.
Well,
it's as if we had it in a card or a teleprompter.
I can't believe that you would do such a thing, but yes. One of the things we're announcing here at E3 this year is that every player in the game gets their own personal starship.
Wow.
I feel a little bit like Oprah. You get a starship, and you get a starship.
Everybody look under their seats.
Exactly.
You have a
key.
starship under your seat right now. You're going to have to pay taxes on it, though. Sorry.
Right, so
whatever.
if you played BioWare games in the past, if you played most recently Mass Effect, but if you played the original Knights of the Old Republic and you remember the Ebon Hawk, that's how the Starship is going to work in our game. It's your base of operations.
Okay, I think this speaks a lot to what you guys said about trying to make it as big a game as possible. You're not just confined to one world. You want people to travel, but you also want that travel to be an integral part of the gameplay experience as well.
Exactly, exactly. We want you to be using that as the place where you go back after adventuring, after taking on a planet, and also the place where you interact with your companions. Again, if you played the BioWare games, you know that there's a lot of important interaction that happens between you and your companion characters, and some of that takes place on your ship.
Right.
And then I can have my friends over to my ship.
You can invite them over for a party. Yes, yeah. You can show off your ship, because we all know that online games, but specifically massively multiplayer games, you really like to show off for your friends. You show your bling, you show the cool gear you've got, and you show your Starship.
Yeah, typically my friends don't want to see the bling I get in MMOs, but that's maybe just the people that I roll
Your
with.
MMO friends do.
Exactly.
How do I shape my character in the game?
So we always make sure that there are a lot of choices that you can make in a BioWare game, and so you get to shape your character not just in the story, the decisions you make when you're talking with all of these NPCs in the game, but also the way you customize your combat. You get to choose abilities along the path. You get to choose an advanced class. So if you really like to play in a very specific role in an MMO, you can make sure that you fulfill that role within a combat party.
So you're saying an advanced class would be something like if I like to tank a little bit more, if I like to do a little bit more DPS, I can focus my energies in that area.
Exactly. I think the one that we've talked a lot about thus far is the Sith Warrior. The Sith Warrior can go one direction that is very much a tank. Right. He is the damage absorber. He is the focus of your battles. And the other direction you can go is much more DPS. He is doing as much output as possible, but he's not quite as heavily geared. Right.
Now you spoke a little bit at the beginning about those 8 characters and the fact that you've kind of divided it down the middle as far as like kind of light side and dark side. Now when we're maybe kind of like gearing up a tank, are we going to see different powers for a dark side tank than we are a light side tank? How's that going to work?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In fact, per class, all of the ability paths are 100% unique.
Okay.
So when you're playing a more tankish side character, the Sith Marauder, which is the subclass of the warrior, that one has very, very different powers from what you might see in a Jedi Knight, which would be a melee tank on the Republic side.
Okay. And you should answer it right now. Should we play as the dark side or the light side? Just throw it out there right now, dude.
Personally, I'm playing dark side.
There he is.
Because I don't know. Honestly, I like the stories better.
They're
dark. You get to make some really difficult decisions, some very Sith-like decisions you can choose, and it's pretty cool.
All right, Dallas, stay right there. We need you to see more of this game. Absolutely, I think everyone else would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm actually not letting go anywhere at all. After the break, we're going to continue our extended world premiere hands-on look at Star Wars: The Old Republic.
You're going to learn everything you need to know about PvP and see a live demonstration of combat.
Yes, see the Force in action in just a minute. Lightning.
It's not going to work, dude.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by Burger King. Burger King is open till 2 a.m. or later. Don't go to bed before the king.
Welcome back to E3 2010 Live and our extended look at BioWare's upcoming MMO Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now earlier you got an overall sense of the game, a look at player progression and all those wonderful ships. I'm going to have one of my very own. But now we get into the nitty-gritty combat and PvP action. My dream of destroying people with the Force is finally coming true. Joining us once again is Dallas Dickinson, Director of Production at BioWare. All right, everyone's excited about PvP.
Yes.
The first question I think everybody does have is, how is a smuggler going to, go up against a Jedi or a Sith Lord? How is that going to work?
Well, there are a couple answers to that question.
Okay.
The first one is that in some cases, rock does beat scissors, right?
Okay.
So yeah, there are people who are specialized in such a way that, yeah, a Sith warrior going straight up against a smuggler, he's probably going to take him down, depending on how the guy is geared up. But the other thing we like to say is this is a time when there are lots and lots of Jedi and lots of Sith. You, as a smuggler, are the best smuggler in the universe. These Sith and Jedi, they are all very, very good, but they're all as good as the other Sith and Jedi in the universe. We're not in the situation where there's one Sith Lord, one Jedi, and they're 1,000 times better than everybody else. So you can balance it out just in terms of, I'm the best smuggler out there.
So is PvP combat going to be group-based, or is it solo?
Well, what we've announced today, in fact, at E3, is the PvP war zones. and those are very much group-based. It is faction versus faction PvP combat, and there are specific areas that are designed so that you can bring a group in and live out your fantasy of being a stormtrooper or someone representing the Sith Empire and fighting against the Republic. And so this is the place where you get to live out that fantasy that I know a lot of us have in the Star Wars universe.
Now, we can actually take a look at some stuff that's happening right now, but is this something that now, if I'm playing as a single player, am I going to run into challenges and quests that I'm not going to be able to do alone?
Yeah, we want to make sure that the core of the game, and we talk a lot about story in our games, that you can play through it solo if that's your preference, but we want to make sure that grouping is not just rewarding, but it's actually very, very fun, and that there is some content you're absolutely going to have to group up with people to succeed at. What we're actually seeing right here is an example of that. We're going to show a little bit of multiplayer combat. This is a battle that this group is about to get into. They're defending a Republic ship from an incursion by Imperial troops, and if they did not have a full group here, they would wipe out very, very quickly.
And of course, something that we actually saw there, and something that makes this MMO really so exciting is that it is fully voiced.
It is a fully voiced game, and honestly, once you go fully voiced, you never go back. It really changes the way that I view games. I view RPGs specifically.
Yeah.
But what you see going on right here is very much some classic roles. The trooper there is our main tank. He is actually playing as a ranged tank, which is maybe a little bit odd for folks who haven't played a lot of MMOs. But he is taking the focus of the large breach droid, and he is being healed by the Jedi Consular. That's the one at the foreground. So that's the main healer for this group. In the background, you'll see running around a Jedi Knight who's doing a lot of melee DPS. He's kind of cleaning up the trash, taking care of the lesser enemies, while the trooper focuses on the main breach droid. And there's also a smuggler who does some crowd control, very much a jack of all trades at this stage in his progression. He can drop a heal in from time to time. But if any one of these characters were to fail in his role, they're going to wipe. And in fact, I'm kind of hoping they do so I can make fun of them.
But so this is something that you're going to need, to be able to have characters of different types. You can't just go in there with 4 tanks and expect to come out victorious. Exactly.
You need to balance your group, but we do try to make sure that you can customize by the way you play.
Okay.
We know that some people are going to choose to play a smuggler because they think Han Solo is a badass, and therefore that's just what they want to do. As a player, though, they may want to play a slightly more tactical game versus a more utility class, and you can sort of subclass it. We call it advanced classes. You can choose an advanced class, and then you can spec your gear as well as your abilities to fit your gameplay style.
And this is something, so maybe a player that's actually familiar with MMOs and the MMO archetypes, they're going to be able to find familiar roles here.
Exactly. And you're not just limited to one choice. If you really like to tank, there are several ways that you can tank and several different classes you can choose and have that tanking thing. If you want to heal, several different classes you can choose that can be a very, very good healer.
And what level of character customization, sort of visual character customization, are we going to see?
Well, shockingly, we hear that people in MMOs like to customize themselves.
It's crazy, right?
That was news to us.
Yeah.
So we decided that there are thousands and thousands of different custom pieces of gear in the game. I can't do math very well, but that's more than millions of combinations. You can make yourself look tricked out in dozens and dozens of ways per character class, per spec, and depending on the way you like to play the game. If you're very, very much PvP oriented, you can get some really cool PvP gear, and we know that that's the way you can brag to your friends.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you for showing us the ways of combat. Believe it or not, we've still got more of this MMO to show off. Stay with us. Stay with us.
That's right, Morgan, because after the break, we've got the third and final part in our epic The Old Republic demo. We're going to show you what it's like to play as an Inquisitor and reveal how their story begins. You want to miss this? Really? You're wrong. You don't.
Come back, we'll check out some more great gameplay from Star Wars The Old Republic. Then prepare yourselves for the most mind-blowing blockbuster titles at E3. Call of Duty Black Ops will transport you back to the Cold War with explosive co-op levels. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds continues the fighting franchise with 3-on-3 tag team matches. Bulletstorm is the latest from Epic Games, and thanks to unique skill shots, it blows away the competition. Portal 2 will warp your mind with brain-twisting new puzzles and the addition of 2-player co-op. And Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier boldly takes the franchise into a fictional futuristic vision. We'll bring you everything you need and want to know about these E3 heavy hitters. G4's exclusive coverage of E3 continues after this.
right, welcome back. You are watching G4's live coverage of E3 2010. We are here at the Los Angeles Convention Center with one of the most anticipated, you know what, probably the most anticipated game of all time in the history of games. Star Wars, The Old Republic, my friends. That's right. And here to show off more of the MMO is Dallas Dickinson, Director of Production for BioWare. Now, for this last demo, we're actually playing as an Inquisitor class, which is something really cool. We haven't actually seen this before, that you're really getting into detail, and we're also seeing the origin world. So I wish we had 40 minutes to talk about this, because I'd pick your brain forever. But let's start with the actual world itself. Tell me about the origin world. Tell me everything about it.
Right, so we're starting here on the world of Korriban. It's the origin world for both the Sith Inquisitor and the Sith Warrior.
Okay.
Korriban actually is the ancient home of the Sith, and they lost it. They were kicked out for several millennia. They've only recently reclaimed it, and so as soon as we get outside, he's having a little conversation here, but as soon as we get outside, you're going to see that it's sort of a desert planet. There are these ancient tombs, and the Sith have actually placed their training academy here.
Right.
So if you were a young Sith who has shown a little bit of promise in the Force, you're brought here to a pretty harsh testing ground to prove your mettle and prove that you can actually join the ranks of the true Sith.
It's like the worst YMCA day camp of all time, dude.
Pretty much.
That sounds horrible.
This is boot camp in the worst sense.
Right, and you know, we spoke a little bit earlier about the fact that you kind of created this whole other, like, time frame, basically, you know, not drawing from things in the past or whatever. How much kind of input did you guys have and LucasArts have into designing these origin worlds? Because these are things that you're basically creating from scratch here.
Yeah, we have a tremendous relationship with our partners at LucasArts. They both know everything that we can and cannot do, but they're also really, really supportive of great ideas that our writing team comes up with. And so, you know, some of these were actually part of canon already. People knew about the planets. They knew that, yeah, this actually, it has some history, and we're going to draw on that.
Right.
In some cases, we've gotten to create entirely new planets of our own to say, hey, this was maybe referenced once in an extended universe novella in 1983.
Right.
Why don't we place something there? And we've been able to take that and run with it.
That was impressive, by the way, that you referenced a 1983 novella. Even if it didn't exist, it was so believable.
Yeah, you
when
could totally
said
call
it.
me on that. I cannot name an extended universe novella from 83, but I bet they exist.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what are some, like you said, it's kind of a boot camp here, a Sith boot
Yeah.
camp, but what are some of the other things you can do on this origin world? What's the purpose of being here? Is this where you kind of level up? Is this the 1 through 15, like, fetch quest where you're getting, like, Velociraptor toenails to bring in for a sheath?
Well, we want to make sure that you feel heroic from the beginning. That's why we're putting you in a dangerous place. So you're not going to be just, you know, going sent out to collect toenails and such.
Right.
We also want you, though, to learn your story here. And we talk about how important story is in a BioWare game. And so the reason we've created these origin worlds and made them very specific to the classes that we've paired off and put there is so that you can really understand this is what it's like to be a Sith Inquisitor. This is what it's like to be trying to fight your way up that path in this harsh, sunburnt world. So not only are you learning, but you're also learning how to play, right? You're learning, this is, here are some of my powers. I think if he does a little bit of combat here, you'll see he has some Force Lightning. This is kind of what you would expect if you really, really want to go that Inquisitor path. All of our classes are based very much on archetypes that you would expect from the movies. So the Inquisitor is sort of the Emperor archetype. It's all about Force Lightning. He can pull out the lightsaber, though, and smack down. But when we talk again about the Sith Warrior, he's very much more a Darth Vader character. He is the tough, wade-into-battle guy. And so you're going to start seeing that dichotomy early on.
Okay, and we're going to see kind of groupings like, the way I look at things is if an Inquisitor is playing with something like a Sith Warrior, I feel like I should have some sort of, like, offensive bonus. I mean, are there going to be ways for people to play and kind of mix and match these classes to really, really optimize what these people
Absolutely,
can do here?
and you're going to find that out very, very quickly. You know, in this particular instance, when you're running around on Korriban, he's playing solo right now, and therefore he's going to go up and melee it out with these guys. But if he were paired with a Sith Warrior, he would definitely take a ranged position. He would be doing a lot of crowd control. He would be doing damage from range, while the Sith Warrior mix it up close. Now,
we've been talking about this a lot over the past year or so, since we saw the trailer last year at E3, and there's a lot of things that people are talking about, whether it be the powers we've seen or how beautiful the environments are. But you're a guy who's worked on the game since its inception. What do you think is the one thing people are going to be talking about the most when they finally get their hands on this game?
Can I say two things? Because they're both one thing, kind of?
Whatever.
All right.
Well, of course.
The one thing that we've already talked about is the full voiceover. It is astonishing. It's high quality. It's the type of storytelling you expect from BioWare games, and it is end-to-end throughout these MMOs. Every player character, every NPC, every quest giver has full high-quality voiceover, and it's a bit mind-blowing.
Okay.
The other thing, however, is it's the combat. We've really tried to make sure that we're taking MMO combat and turn it into something a whole lot more active, a whole lot more visceral, that really feels like the heroic Star Wars combat that you would expect from a Star Wars game. And so you'll actually see when he's fighting, his lightsaber's actually making contact with the blades of the enemies. He's deflecting bolts, and you're actually seeing them deflect off. Exactly. It's not just I'm swinging my thing and there's some damage being done. You're actually seeing it and you're feeling it as a player that like I'm actually involved toe to toe in this combat.
And we can see it when? When do we buy this? When's it on store shelves?
We are going to be shipping in spring of 2011.
That's it right there. You heard it. Spring of 2011, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about, Dallas. Thank you so much for stopping by, dude. This was absolutely awesome. Morgan, just go take it. Just take it. I got nothing.
All right, in just a few weeks, G4 hits the road for another intense, sweaty convention, and it's even crazier than E3, San Diego Comic-Con 2010. The show is sold out once again, but don't worry, we have the event covered like no one else. We've got 4 hours of live coverage from the show floor, and you get to enjoy it in the comfort of your own home. That means no nerd flu and no twi-hards. Comic-Con 2010 live coming July 24th. Go to g4tv.com/Comic-Con for more info.
No nerd flu, then why would I even go? It's like, that's how I get off of work for 2 weeks after these things. Ridiculous. Do not go anywhere. There's more E3 on the way with almost 40 hands-on demos of all the convention's biggest games.
We've still got 3.5 hours of live coverage, and we're covering all the bases, including over 30 booth tours.
There'll be babes there, I hope. We're going to bring you the latest trailers, all of the breaking E3 news, and we'll hit the floor for the latest on all of the just-announced games.
Coming up, the return of the biggest shooter franchise around. We'll have Call of Duty Black Ops live on our stage.
Do not miss our extended world premiere look at one of the year's biggest games. E3 2010 Live continues right after this.
There is a world where men become gods and gods become men. In this place, human beings have the power to do incredible things. Visit uncharted territory, soar through space and time, and fight the most terrifying evils. Here, the ability to run faster, jump higher, and even cheat death is at our fingertips. Welcome to this world. Welcome to E3. G4 is ready to place the entire E3 experience right in the palm of your hand. We are your ticket to every exciting moment E3 has to offer. We're broadcasting live from the center of the gaming universe, and you've got a front row seat. You get all the news as it happens, exclusive announcements, a peek into the minds of the most celebrated gaming creators, as well as more hands-on demos than any place else. If you're serious about games, then you should put on some comfy clothes, stock up on snacks, and park yourself right here in front of your television. Press L1 to reload. G4's massive and comprehensive coverage of the biggest, most spectacular, electrifying video game conference in the world starts right now.
Fly-throughs of downtown LA, and then it cuts to people walking into the convention. Hey everybody, it's E3 2010!
Yeah!
That's right. Same excitement. We're coming to you live from the Los Angeles Convention Center. The air is thick with the smell of games and overpriced pizza. And me.
You, Kevin
You're welcome.
Pereira.
I'm Kevin Pereira. Good to see you guys.
That's Kevin Pereira. Hey,
Thank
everybody.
you, Army of One.
Hey, everyone. I'm Olivia Munn, and we are coming to you because we have got almost 40 live hands-on demos, including Call of Duty Black Ops, the follow-up to one of the biggest games of all time. You guys can clap. It's okay.
I'll
You can be
clap. I'm going to
excited.
clap for you.
We've got a two-part. Wait, I'm going to slow it down so you guys know applause is on the end. Ready? We've got a two-part world premiere demo that you do not want to miss.
Yes!
And I am Morgan Webb. Move over, Frank West. There's a new zombie killer in town, and his name is Chuck Green. Don't miss our blood-splattered demo of Capcom's Dead Rising 2.
And I'm Adam Sessler. Later, we're going to try out the new Pro Mode coming to Rock Band 3. Can a music game actually teach you how to play an instrument for real? Harmonix has all the details.
All this week, we'll have demos of every big game right on this very stage, but I don't want you guys to think that we're landlocked.
No, there are almost 250 exhibitors on the floor today, and we've got every angle of E3 covered.
I just walked the E3 floor for the very first time. All I have to say is crazy. I'm so excited to check everything out. Coming up, I'm going to be talking to some pro wrestlers, checking out some new joysticks. And look at this Mortal Kombat poster. I love it for Fatality. All I have to say is wall poster for my bedroom. It's happening. And look at this Halo Reach display. You guys already saw the trailer, which looks fantastic. There's a recession going on, but they don't care. They're still going to spend lots of money on an elaborate display like this, and I happen to like it, all right? Don't judge me. I'm really excited to share all this stuff with you guys, so don't go anywhere. I'll see you on the floor.
Wow, my first E3. I'm so excited to be here. I just want to check out all your games, like Pac-Man and stuff. All the games, there's so many. I'm actually getting really excited. So, stick with me as I take you through some of the deepest, darkest corners of E3, and I show you all the coolest stuff that there is to see with your eyes.
And don't forget, you can get all your up to the second E3 2010 news, exclusive HD videos, and more at g4tv.com/E3. But right now, let's head over to Kevin and Morgan for our very first demo.
We
Thanks,
jump right
Olivia.
into it, don't we?
Yeah, we got to get to it, and there's no better game to start it with, really.
Absolutely.
Listen, Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty World at War are arguably two of the most popular games online, but they're about to face some very stiff competition from the next Call of Duty. Who better to bring it?
Absolutely. We've got a world premiere demo of Black Ops.
All right, here now to take us into the trenches for the next chapter in the Blockbuster series is Mark Lamia. How are you, Mark?
Great.
Good to have you here. No, thank you for coming and for bringing the game as well. Don't get me wrong, you're allowed on the stage without it, but we much prefer it to be here. Black Ops is all about different stories and different areas and the tried and true gameplay that we know. Where are we right now, Mark? What are we seeing here?
Well, we're dropped deep behind enemy lines here. You're playing with Woods, and you're going to play a lot of this game with Woods, and he's in the SOG, the Studies and Observation Group. They're Black Ops group. And you guys have been through it, as you can tell. He's looking a little bit rough.
Yeah.
We're dropping about a third of the way through this mission here. You've come across this Soviet encampment, and you know.
Mark, is this a mission grounded in, because I mean it's Black Ops, so we're not really supposed to know about these missions.
Yeah,
are we like trying to steal Hitler's lollipop, or is this a mission that was founded on something, you know, legit?
Well, let's just say that I couldn't tell you if it was legit.
And neither could they, of course.
It's you know, what we did is we did a lot of research. We were inspired by learning a lot about these classified missions that have only until recently been declassified, and then we came up with our own creative in the studio. I mean, Call of Duty Black Ops couldn't be sort of more perfect fit for what we wanted to do. We wanted to get creative, create a bunch of new gameplay experiences, and this level
and
here.
Here's one of them. I'm used to calling these guys in to do this work for me in the game.
And then you wait, and then they come in, and then you move on with your day.
Right. So, you know, we figured Black Ops, these guys, they had access to all the best technology, all the best weaponry.
I think someone would have wrote about this mission on a Wikipedia if a guy was raining Hellfire missiles down on a village. I think that's noticeable, but...
Right, after jacking a hind.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And since the story does bounce around, what are some opportunities that gives you to be more creative in the gameplay?
Yeah, that is actually it, because the story takes place in so many different places over a great period of time. The designers have been allowed to go in and really get creative with whatever they wanted to make. In this instance, you know, we could have done this as a rail level, we could have done this as a controllable helicopter. In this case, we went for the controllable helicopter. It meant we had to do a bunch of new technology upgrades in order to accommodate it.
I was going to say,
this is something that we wanted to do.
This must have been a bit of an overhaul to the game engine. Is there streaming textures and models and all that jazz to get this going?
You got it. You should have seen the emails that were going back and forth inside the studios. They're like, you know, in order to draw these distances and not have all the pop-ins and stuff, we had to introduce a new texture streaming solution. You know, whether you're firing with the rockets or whether you're firing with your guns, everything explodes differently. So all the particle effects that you see, the lighting system, all of the, when we get to it, you're going to see all of these, all the ground troops. People are running all over the place. That's inspired by looking at real footage when helicopters go into attack, and you see all these kinds of people disperse and take cover.
Turns out people don't hang out and wave.
And hang
They
out
just
and
don't.
wave or rush you. I love when they charge you. It's like, I'm shooting you right now.
But I have a knife, helicopter, I'll show you.
So, but it doesn't matter. As you can see, whatever you're taking out, there's a reaction. Depending upon how you take it out, whether you, like I said, whether you take it out with a rocket or a
real-time
machine gun.
physics effects on
Tons
the towers
of-
coming down.
Exactly. Not only the physics on the helicopter, but also the destruction, all the physics introduced for that. It's
gorgeous.
It's just, frankly, this is all about being able to take control of probably the most badass weapon in Call of Duty, which would be the Hind.
Yeah.
Now, so you're taking control of this helicopter. How hard was it to get the controls right? I mean, because, a game like this, it's 100% based in controls.
Right, so we're going to have this big, long 10-minute tutorial. No, I'm just joking. It's Call of Duty, right?
Right.
And you're badass Black Ops, so you got to be able to go in and take this helicopter and just be able to start wreaking havoc, and that's actually what you can do. So if you can play Call of Duty, you're going to get right into this, and we have worked to make the controls really accessible, just so that you can jump right in and play and be able to start doing this.
And blow up everything that you see
right.
in very pretty ways. Now, Mark, Call of Duty as a franchise did an amazing job of taking the multiplayer side of things and giving you an incentive to keep playing. Character customization, unlockables. Everybody knows that frantic race to the red dot site. But I mean, what are you doing in Black Ops to make sure that multiplayer stays fresh and you have that level of customization?
So obviously, Call of Duty, incredibly popular, and I think it has that sort of that addictive flavor that you're talking about. I think one of the things is we listen to the community. We know that people really want deeper levels of customization and greater choice. So that is one of the core tenets and philosophies that the multiplayer team has gone into designing. So while I'm not getting into the specifics of multiplayer with you here today, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you down the road, what I can tell you is that we're going to be doing greater level of customization and allowing player that greater choice, and as well as we know that players they like to play with their friends, they like to play all the time, and so we're going to be adding different ways to allow players to extend the social
A helicopter
experience
perk
around
is what
it.
you're trying to say.
Love it.
I can't really say.
Let me unlock the
I can't really
helicopter.
say.
Mark, thanks for coming by. The game looks
welcome.
amazing.
You're welcome. You're
really
welcome.
appreciate you sharing with
Thank
us. And you'll be back later in the show, or at least Call of Duty will be back later in the show with more to look at. So.
Love to come back and
Yeah.
share with you what the team's working on.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
Oh, this is a long day.
Coming up, find out why things like moose heads, RC helicopters, and a little duct tape could be a lifesaver during a zombie outbreak.
All right, after the break, we're going to have a live hands-on demo of Dead Rising 2. This time, you'll be slaughtering the undead in a casino and playing as an all-new hero. E3 2010 Live continues right after this.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by It's Effin' Science. G4's newest series is a full-on hack of science. Premieres tonight at 9, only on G4.
I'm here at Performance Design Products, checking out everything they have. The first thing that caught my eye is this limited edition Tron controller. It's available for all 3 consoles. There's 26 internal LED lights to give you that Tron glow. Absolutely love them. Those are going to be great. Over here is Disney Epic Mickey, their accessory line. This is going to be available when the game comes out. This is your Evil Blot charging station. He's the nemesis in the game. You got your paintbrush nunchuck, a fully functioning nunchuck, and this is the display for the Wiimotes. I'm so excited. Mickey's back. Yay! I'll see you guys for more on the floor.
Yes, to you. To you. Okay, we're doing a show here. Okay, all right. All right, welcome back to G4's coverage of E3 2010. The convention center doors opened this morning, but the event that is E3 started yesterday with some other events staged by some of gaming's biggest players. Now, in case you missed it, you have a problem. And here are the highlights from the EA and Ubisoft press conferences.
Microsoft kicked off E3 with a bang, starting with an on-stage demo of Call of Duty Black Ops. Next up was Metal Gear Solid Rising, which features cut-at-will gameplay. Gears of War 3's demo showed off huge beasts and 4-player co-op, and Halo Reach looks to feature epic space warfare. But the biggest news was Kinect, formerly known as Natal. In addition to playing games, it introduces a slick, futuristic interface for all of your entertainment. Connect arrives November 4th with more than 15 launch games. The redesigned 250-gig Xbox 360 with built-in Wi-Fi arrives this week for $299. Meanwhile, EA came out of the gate full speed with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Switching gears, Isaac returns in Dead Space 2 with more scares, more necro monsters, and an unexpected bundle of joy, monster babies. Medal of Honor's impressive 24-player demo declared war on Call of Duty Black Ops. And first-person shooter Bulletstorm was described as, quote, a bloody symphony, where the player is the conductor and the environments are your instruments. Finally, thanks to the new Star Wars The Old Republic trailer kicking so much ass, it's safe to say that all is forgiven for the Phantom Menace. Well, almost. Ubisoft kicked off their show with the debut of Child of Eden from Tetsuya Mizuguchi, renowned creator of Rez. Then they kept the hits coming with a thrilling demo of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood that showed off some very slick combat. Ghost Recon Future Soldier demoed plenty of exciting stealth gameplay, plus the announcement that it will be in stereoscopic 3D. This is just the beginning of our live E3 coverage, with more major announcements still to come.
Despite having a very successful zombie franchise with Resident Evil, Capcom took a chance on another undead-themed game in 2006.
The shopping mall-themed Dead Rising was a major hit with gamers, and finally a sequel is on the way. Let's go hands-on.
All right, joining us for the zombie apocalypse is co-producer of Dead Rising 2, Shin Uharu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, we have a new hero, we have a new setting. What are the events that make the undead even more annoying this time?
Events, okay. Well, first of all, we have more zombies, ton of them. So, there's more enemies that you can fight, and the good thing about Dead Rising is that the interaction, it's about just killing them, it's about having fun with zombies. So.
And we have a new lead character who is kind of a motocross driver. How does he get enmeshed in trying to save the world from the zombies?
Well, it sets in a gambling city called Fortune City. And Chuck, who is the main character, is a former motocross champion. And he comes to the city, and there's an outbreak because he's participating in this game, what's called a terrorist reality. And so he's in this...
there he goes
he's
around.
He's a big adventure seeker.
I should point out what Frank looks like right now.
Yeah.
This is my special request. So
oh, those are some cute shorts he's got on right there. I like that. So you can have a little fun with his outfits and what's going on there.
Yeah, you can change outfits. There's a lot of them. There's about like over 500 stuff that you can use and clothes and stuff like that.
So I think really the most exciting thing that you're really bringing to this is the weapons, and you not just have a stock, weapons available to you.
Yeah. So anything is a weapon. So you just pick up any item that's just around you. I think you're only about like 5 feet away from any item that you can use, and you can combine them as well. So.
And it sounds like you can also make bad weapons. Like not every good combination. There's not always a good combination.
Well, you can't really combine. You can't have a real bad combination. It just have different effects.
Right.
So what are some of the examples of just some of the weapons that you're just going to be able to pick up? For example, right here I see we have a wheelchair and a bat.
Yep.
So these are going to be things. What are some of your favorite weapons that maybe somebody wouldn't even think to pick up?
I guess there's a teddy bear, like a 3-feet teddy bear, and you can pick up a machine gun and you can combine those two, and it becomes a sentry. You set them anywhere in the mall or in the casino, and it'll just kill zombies.
A teddy gun, a teddy bear gun turret.
Yeah, it's
all right.
It's
I
crazy.
like that. Now, one of the things that I think confused some gamers from the first game was the save system. They didn't understand that you kind of were supposed to die and start the game over. Are you taking that same approach in Dead Rising?
We had we heard like a lot of I guess they wanted improvement on the save system, so we made several changes. The one thing that people didn't really like was this single save slot, and so we've multiplied that. So there's several save slots that you can save. That
now is it still on a time frame so you can lose a mission if you don't get to it in enough time?
Yes, we still. A lot of people like that time limit. So Chuck has to get out of there in 72 hours. the same.
And what is something that maybe a fan of the first Dead Rising is going to be really excited to see in the second Dead Rising? Is it a variety of weapons? Is it going to be a variety of missions? Or what's going to get people really excited?
I think people will actually like the story. Even though the main character is different, I think people would really like to play as Chuck. The other thing that people really like were the psychos. So we got a lot of crazy psychos, the bosses that you have to fight. We have unique characters there, so look forward to that.
Oh yeah, so the first one has some very unique characters as well. One other thing is this game is also offering co-op. If you wouldn't mind just sort of describing a little bit of how that's going to play, will your character advance, or do you just jump into someone else's world?
Well, you can jump in and out of someone else's single play. You can invite people in, and if you play, like, say you can fight a psycho together. If you're having difficulty beating him, you can jump in, and you'll fight together. And once he drops out, he'll carry his cash and his PPs back to his own game. But
yeah, and then the other man's game, just goes on and continues. Oh, cool. That's good to hear.
And when is Dead Rising 2 going to arrive in the stores?
Fall. This fall.
This fall of this year, if to be specific.
All right, well, Shin, thank you so much for coming by.
Absolutely.
It's a real treat to see this game. I'm glad to see Dead Rising 2 return. All right, let's hand it over to Kevin and Olivia.
Olivia couldn't make it for this so exciting Twitter wall check-in. As you can see, this is a wall of video with text on it. It happens to be Twitter, folks. This isn't magic. This is legit. This is the future. Thanks for feigning the excitement. All right, let's check in. Iggsy says Dead Rising 2 is an amazing change, the best thing to happen to zombies since Shaun of the Dead. Love crazy weapons. You guys agreed? Were you fans of what you saw there for Dead Rising 2? Yeah? You're not mic'd, so you're gonna have to really pour it on. Any demo that can be done in Daisy Dukes and cut-off flannel tops while impaling people with electrified chainsaws, I'm a fan of. So there you have it. Keep the tweets rolling in, everybody. All you have to do is use the hashtag E3 on G4. But now, let's send it back to Morgan and Adam.
We don't just cover games when E3 rolls around. Morgan and I have a regular TV show and everything.
I know, X-Play is the most watched video game show on television. Every episode is full of reviews, hands-on demos, trailers, and interviews with the biggest names in gaming.
So catch all new episodes of X-Play weeknights at 6:30, only on G4.
Just go to g4tv.com/xplay for all the info.
Yes. All right, now stay right there because we've got more E3 on the way, including a hands-on look at one of the show's most violent, over-the-top games.
You are going to see creative kills, ridiculous gunplay, and a whole lot more when we demo Bulletstorm live on our stage.
All that and much, much more right after this.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by X-Play, the center of the gaming universe. Weeknights at 6:30, only on G4.
Yeah is right, my friend.
Yay.
Yeah and yes and yay. Welcome back to E3 2010 Live. Yay! Presented by Burger King. We're coming to you from the Los Angeles Convention Center, the sweatiest place on earth. Aww.
Yeah, it's really sweaty here. We've got hours of live hands-on demos still on the way, including Valve's Portal 2.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are excited. All I'm saying is there better be cake at the end of the demo. And I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
I think it's a lie. I'm sorry.
I'm not joking, random guy wearing gray shirt.
I think
I'm
it's
not.
a lie. He likes cake. Plus, we'll go hands-on with the game that everyone denied existed, Twisted Metal. This kitty cat's finally out of the bag. It's a really awkward place to keep a cat, by the way. Someone should really inspect that house. But we have the cat here. And by the cat, I think we mean the game.
Said cat is here.
Boom.
And later, we'll break out the arcade sticks for a little Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. Let me just say that this game looks absolutely ridiculous in a good way.
Ridiculous.
In a very good way.
Yes, that's right. But first, let's send it over to Adam and Morgan for our next game demo.
Thanks, guys. It is time for the game that it's not just about shooting someone, it's about shooting them in creative and beautiful ways.
Yes, the creators of Painkiller and Gears of War have formed an unholy union, and the result is Bulletstorm. Let's go for a hands-on.
All right, so Bulletstorm, it's a shooter.
Yes.
It's built on the Unreal Engine,
Yes.
but it's not just about shooting.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's a.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce our guest.
Yes,
I'm
we're so
sorry,
excited.
I'm so
That is because of
excited.
excitement.
We have Tanya Jessen, who is the Epic Games producer. Thank you. Okay, now imagine I just asked you that question again, and tell us about all of the crazy combos and shooting.
Okay, so there's this joke we like to use in the studio. I said this in the press conference yesterday. We saw some crazy over-the-top stuff happening in the game, and we referred to it as a blood symphony, because it was like, you really are playing as like a conductor, and the enemies and your weapons and the environment, these are all like your instruments of destruction. I mean, seriously, we were like laughing in a playtest about this. And when we started to think about how we wanted to encourage the player to play like this, out came the skill shot system, which is you do cool stuff, and we want to reward you for it. We want to encourage that sandbox-style gameplay. So that's a big part. That's like why Bulletstorm is completely different than any other shooter that you'll be playing.
Now, we have seen other games that try to give points, you know, sort of Tony Hawk style for killing people. And I think what always comes across is that, hold on, but how diverse is it? I believe it is diverse here, but maybe our viewers don't understand how much you can use the environment, yourself, and the enemies against all one another.
Yes, exactly. Well, so you have your set of weapons, as well as a standard issue set of things such as a leash, a Peacemaker carbine, which is an assault rifle, and you have a kick. So instead of melee, we wanted the player to have like more of a visceral interaction with the enemies. And so we added a kick and a slide so that you can really figure out how you're going to set up your skill shots. And so by using these together, you know, you can leash somebody, shoot them in midair, and you get a frequent flyer if they die before they hit the ground. Or you can leash someone, kick them into something that impales them, and then they get a bad touch. So there's like literally every kind of combination you can think of. Yeah.
A bad touch.
A bad touch.
And I also like you can have your enemy swallowed by a plant, which is something that we just saw moments ago as well.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the whole planet is very dangerous. So everything has become mutated, including the people on the planet, the plants, and everything. And so the plants actually interact with the enemies as well. So you can kick enemies towards plants, and then they'll get swallowed, and then you get a feeder skill shot.
You know, it's important to feed the plants.
Yes. Yes.
And so, what are some of the weapons that you guys have shown off?
Well, at E3, we're showing Peacemaker carbine, which is our standard assault rifle, as well as its charge shot, which is shooting 100 bullets all at once, which is, I mean, it's awesome, right? It's just like 100 bullets all at once, yeah. And then our flail gun, which is 2 grenades with a chain being shot out of a launcher, essentially, and its charge shot, which superheats the chain and slices through the enemies like butter.
Yeah, I would love to see the flail gun hopefully soon, because yeah, it's one of my most favorite things that I caught in the game.
Adam has been talking about this entire E3. Yeah. It's this gun and it's on chains and it's awesome.
Now it sounds like also that you know with the environment, with the enemies, you want to almost try to use a couple of different weapons on an enemy at once. How quickly can you switch through the weapons so you can be really dynamic with that?
Yeah, so that was actually a big concern for us, and so we actually make it to where you only have 2 weapons. You can only carry 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and so your standard issue is always on you, and then the other weapons, which are kind of more like tools for setting up your skill shots, so it's on Y. You just hit Y and it switches, or you know, the triangle button for the PS3. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Now, I mean, do you pick up various weapons throughout a given level, or you try to restrict only certain weapons at a certain time?
So we have something called a drop shop, which once you encounter an enemy that's using that weapon and you pick it up, you've unlocked it in the drop shop. And then you've also unlocked its set of skill shots and its upgrades for that weapon. So as you're going through the world, you're encountering new types of enemies, figuring out how to defeat them with your skill shots and your other weapons you have, and then picking up their weapon, and now you get to upgrade that and do new skill shots and stuff.
So it's not necessarily that at the beginning of the level you pick a loadout and then you're ready to go. You're
right.
Going to be able to kind of change dynamically with.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be able to pick and choose. Whenever you go to the drop shop, you can determine like which type of weapon you want to use, if you've unlocked it.
And what kind of environments we're going to see? Like we saw the jungle environment with the killer plants.
Yes.
What other kind of environments are we going to see?
So in our E3 demo, you actually start out right after you've crashed onto the planet, and so you're like out in the outskirts of the city in the desert, and you can see the horizon of the city in the background, and you're going to the city, which is named Elysium. And so the previous footage that you've seen is actually in the middle of Elysium. This is like a park, a conservatory in the middle of the city. And so we have a number of unique environments that are in the city as well as outside the city. So we can't wait to show more. I hope that everyone can see what kind of stuff we're going for with the E3 demonstration. So.
It clearly is it's in sharp contrast to a lot of other shooters out there. It seems to have the lighthearted tone that we really don't see anymore from a game like Serious Sam. And you seem to be going back to kind of the classic stuff that, you know, the Painkiller guys are so good at, you know, like Serious Sam, like Doom. I mean, was that the inspiration?
Yeah, it's well, one of the things that we like to say, I mean, first of all, pulp sci-fi was absolutely what we wanted to do for this game. We wanted it over the top. We wanted it to be all about fun. Like Cliff likes to say, putting the fun back in first-person shooter. Like, it really is all about, like, not going into an area and thinking, oh crap, I have to stay back and I have to hide from bullets. It's about, there's a guy over there by some rebar, and there's like a guy under a sparking sign, and there's a guy like, you know, over on the edge. Well, what kind of scenario can I set up? And we actually have people who replay the same arenas over and over again to try to get different points and like figure out how many skill shots they can get. Yeah.
Which leads me to a question I just thought of right here. Are you guys going to have leaderboards so that people can really try, you know, for those bragging rights?
I assure you, we definitely want to encourage those bragging rights. We actually, in our E3, in our behind closed doors demo, we have that already kind of built in, so people can see like how many skill points they got in the demo and all
who's
that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Who's not awesome.
Exactly,
Totally.
and then I get to make people feel really bad.
No, are there skill shots that maybe somebody who is not so good at shooters going to be able to pull off, and there's going to be a hard, and are they ranked in any way, or?
Yep, so we have multiple levels of skill shots based on difficulty or creativity. And so for example, one of our very creative skill shots is Mercy. So if you shoot a guy in the groin and then kick him in the face or shoot him in the face, you're putting him out of his misery, so you're committing a mercy. This is worth more because it's a very creative skill shot. But if you were to just kick a guy into a cactus and get a bad touch, it's kind of, you know, it's a lot easier to get, and so this is worth less. So we definitely encourage people to think about, how am I going to go about doing this? Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I have to, you know, I'm curious now, when are we going to see the game? Oh, no, actually, I take that back. It was announced at the EA press conference just yesterday.
Yeah, we had an awesome press conference yesterday, so, yeah.
All right, well, I have to say, this really is a breath of fresh air. Not that there's anything wrong with all the other shooters out there, but sometimes I do need to laugh heartily while I'm killing things. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's send it over to Olivia.
Welcome to Multiplayer Madness, sponsored by America's first 4G phone, the HTC Evo 4G. This exclusive first look is brought to you by Sprint. Okay, everybody, this is the part of our show where we let gamers get their hands on some of the convention's most exciting new multiplayer games with a chance to win some exclusive prizes. But right now, we have a world premiere for you from the longest running franchise in PlayStation history. Now, they did tell you guys that nobody had it, but this is G4, and look, we've got it. We're talking about Twisted Metal. You can jump up in with joy. They're just in awe. They're speechless. Joining us now is co-founder of Eat, Sleep, Play and co-creator of the Twisted Metal franchise, David Jaffe.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Nice to see you here.
You too. It's good to be here.
So the franchise has been off of the shelves for a while now. So what inspired you to come back and make a whole new Twisted Metal?
Well, I mean, when we first started the series back, I mean, it's been a while, it's like 95, we were kind of like fantasizing about like a huge action movie, helicopters, semi-trucks, massive car chases, battles. We just couldn't really do it on PS1, although in our heads we were. And obviously PlayStation 3 comes along and it's immediately online enabled, and we're kind of thinking we can kind of bring an online sensibility and an action movie sensibility together and kind of give players the original vision of Twisted Metal, which we had ages ago. So it was really kind of a technology and always in the back of our heads going, you know, we have this vision for this that is really exciting to us, and I think finally now we're getting to the point that we think we can really deliver on it. So that was the main reason we did it.
Well, speaking of delivering, I know that a lot of fans were wanting more vehicles, more destruction, more awesomeness. Did you deliver?
Not the singing part, but we delivered. I know, but no.
Fail.
I understand. But look, here's what we delivered. More vehicles, yes, more destructibility, but the coolest thing we're doing with this is kind of trying to introduce kind of the Twisted Metal version of class-based play into the multiplayer, right? So we're actually doing things like creating weapons, like the helicopter can actually use a magnet to pick up a buddy, take them into battle, extract someone from battle who's about to die. We have tow trucks that can bring health onto the level. We have, I can't talk about it. We're revealing...
No, you can talk about it. Keep talking.
A bunch of cars over the next couple of months, but they're all kind of designed to really bring out the flavor, I guess, and
It's like a Daewoo?
I'm sorry, what?
Like a Daewoo.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're bringing new cars to the series. Is Morgan here? Because I don't.
Yeah. Morgan drives a Daewoo as well.
You know what? It's a car.
A car? You don't know the Daewoo? It's like the.
Or something.
No.
Okay.
Daewoo is like one of the cheapest cars ever. You can buy like 5 Daewoos.
No idea. But no, we don't have that. But we do have. I mean, what we're trying to do is kind of bring a fighting game mentality back to Twisted Metal. So every car you pick is kind of like a character. So I'm watching this guy play the motorcycle right now. He's got this awesome chainsaw, but he can also pop a wheelie and drag that chainsaw along the ground, spark it up, heat it up, and now it's this flaming chainsaw that does like triple damage, right? Every car has that level of sort of how can you master it, how can you learn about it, and sort of take your game to the next level and go online, start clans with your buddies, and have a great time. So what were we really going to talk about? What were we actually going to talk about?
David did want to talk about something.
It has nothing to do with Twisted Metal. What does that do? This was a question that you posed to me.
No, David asked me to ask him something completely different.
Right, only because as grateful as I am for G4 covering Twisted Metal, I'm so fried. I am so
So he wanted to talk about his circumcision.
No. She says, well, hey, are you circumcised?
Are you circumcised?
And I said,
David
I am circumcised. And
Okay,
this is an exclusive.
Exclusive.
We're going to show off
his foreskin.
Yes. Are we ready?
Yes. Oh,
you don't
Kevin,
need, you need the iPad for this, not
Oh!
the iPhone. All right. So yeah. But
Nice.
yes, indeed. So listen, Twisted Metal, it is back. We are so grateful for the support from G4, from the fans, and we are not going to let you guys down. We're going to make the best game we can. So.
And we might see a couple of Easter eggs in there, like finding David Jaffe's foreskin.
Yes.
It's got to look for it.
Exactly. So it's going to be awesome.
Very
the foreskin and the game.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing it to us. Everyone is so excited. You guys, we're going to have more Twisted Metal in just a bit when David comes back to demo the game live on our stage. And coming up, 4 lucky fans, these guys right here, will be the first people to get their hands on Twisted Metal in Multiplayer Madness. Stay tuned because we've got more live demos on the way.
I'm here at the Honda booth. You guys might be wondering, what is Honda doing at E3? I'm going to tell you, okay? Right behind me is the Honda CRZ. This sports hybrid, the first on the market, pays a little bit of homage to the CRX. You guys might remember that vehicle. It's getting great reviews right now. It looks incredible, but that's not all that's going on here at the booth. Every journalist that comes by today gets a little card with a URL on it that unlocks the Honda CRZ in a new Facebook game called Car Town. So for today, I'm a sophisticated journalist. I got myself a card and I'm getting ready to log on right now. Don't look at it. Jeez. I'll see you on the floor later on.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by the all-new G4 iPhone app. Now get up-to-the-minute gaming news, reviews, and videos. Available free in the iTunes Store now.
From the makers of Rock Band, it's Dance Central exclusively on Xbox Connect, and you've got to check it out and see me dance on it. It's hilarious. Come on, let's bring it! Okay. As you can see, I'm going to be on this all day. So good.
Welcome back. Now today, Sony unveiled Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3, and it's about damn time.
Yeah, after years of rumors, speculation, denials, and other shenanigans, we finally have a sequel. Let's go hands-on.
All right, here once again to tell us all about the return of Twisted Metal is co-creator David Jaffe. Thank you so much for joining us.
So we just learned so much about just moments before. Let's not pretend that that didn't happen. Let's not pretend like that. This is still the same day.
I am actually
Mr. Jaffe.
playing it over in my head about 5 times so far. So
He's thinking about the PR calls coming through.
No, I'm thinking about. Anyway, yes.
He's
that's
thinking
right.
about. Yeah, I know what you're thinking about.
Yeah, I know.
So, David, you've returned to this game. It's been part of your life for such a long time, and you really did try to keep a lid on the fact that you were working on this. Does it feel good to finally say yes, I'm working on it? And what made you return?
Well, I mean, Scott Campbell and I, who run Eat Sleep Play, we were kind of at the beginning. Sony says, "Hey, do you want to do a surprise? And how do we keep the lid on it?" And so yeah, it feels great to basically have that kind of off our chest now. to the point that we were lying to you guys. We were lying to the press. People called and said, "Hey, are you doing?"
Was it easy for you, David?
No.
Seems like that'd be easy for a man like you.
You know what? I have no snappy comeback because I'm still thinking about you and I talking about my penis.
Yeah,
so
that's-
they kind
we
of get
did that.
back
We
and
did do that.
rewind that back.
Great, now I have that on my mind.
Really? Why should today be any different than any other day?
You're right,
Let's
David.
but let's go back to the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, the point is, so we did have to lie because honestly, E3 to me is like Christmas. To gamers, it's like Christmas, and it's all about surprises. And we really, for the last couple of years, you know everything. You know everything before they actually walk out on stage. And for us, it was like, you know what? Yeah, we got to lie a little bit, but Sony, Eat, Sleep, Play, we're like, we think we have a really cool game, and we want to kind of, show it off in a way that's exciting. And so, yeah, it's great to get it out there now. It's fun.
Now, what are some of the new vehicles and weapons we'll be able to play with?
Well, one of the things we're really trying to do, we talked earlier, really trying to bring, it's not Team Fortress 2, right? It's not class-based multiplayer gameplay. It's still fast, it's frantic, but it is smarter, I guess is the idea. And we're trying to bring kind of the split-screen gameplay mentality online, where you can form more relationships with your teammates, you can form relationships with your enemies where you're chasing each other for health. We have a giant health semi that is kind of like from Knight Rider and Spy Hunter that races around the level. The only way you can fill your tank back up and be fully healthy again is to race into the back of that. And so there's a lot of great kind of chases that happen between that. We have a helicopter, like I said, that can run in. If you see the enemy trying to go into that health semi to redo him in Last Man Standing, you come down with the magnet, pull him out of the battle, he's totally out of the game. So, it's a lot of sort of intentional design of what these vehicles can do. And step A is, are they fun? Is it arcade? Is it pick up and play? And then step 2 is there that layer of depth so people can kind of go further with it?
But also, you have the PS3, so that already gave you so much room to go. So you start off by saying it's smarter. So that already just opened a whole new world for you.
I did. The PS3 mainly for us was about how do we deliver on this great fantasy of car combat. We all grew up with Mad Max and Auto Duel. Growing up with the Jerry Bruckheimer films, and kind of going, we're not one of these games that comes out and say, we want to be an action movie, because we know we're a game first and foremost, but there is a lot of action movie DNA from the very beginning of Twisted Metal. And now with PlayStation 3, we've got chases on the freeway where you're shooting missiles and you can kind of duck behind a semi-truck and let the semi-truck take the impact. The semi-truck goes flipping, so we're really trying to create great gameplay, arcade moments, but at the end of the day, it is about depth. It is about, can we create a game that people come back to month after month after month? It's kind of an alternative to sort of a first-person shooter, but still gives you that kind of vibe.
Now, 16-player multiplayer.
Yeah,
obviously,
depending on the mode.
And I was about to ask you, so what are we looking at in terms of map size? The cars are obviously, I think, faster than any other Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
And you're going to need a lot of real estate so people aren't just sort of on top of one another.
That's right. Map size is kind of an irrelevant question these days, because in a game like Twisted, we are going so fast that we're not paging in the whole level. It's not like Grand Theft Auto or God of War or Red Dead, where you basically can have an infinite amount of space. We're basically, are you all right?
No.
There's something over there. It's okay. No, is Gears 3 over there?
No, I was watching, honestly,
I'm just wondering,
to tell you the truth, Morgan looks so amazing in the red dress. I thought, God, she looks really pretty in that dress.
Yeah,
and she walked away.
Yeah, well, she's
That's what I was
talking to this
thinking
guy.
of, honest
She's
to
talking
God.
to the guy who was yelling
She
at me
walked
because
that
I
way,
wasn't
and
up here fast enough.
I was like, she looks amazing. That's it. Sorry.
That's fair enough. But yeah, no, so the map size, yes. So, the maps are really big for a Twisted Metal game, but we're going 150 miles an hour. We have flight, and so it really is about sort of creating a great fighting arena, where players can learn the maps, learn where the power-ups are, learn the shortcuts, learn the destructibles. Every map is tailor-made for the multiplayer and the single-player experience. So
awesome. And it's be coming out next year, early or late?
It's coming out, well, we don't know yet. It's definitely 2011. Okay. Sony has a date. I have a date. We'll see who wins.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, David,
for
coming. Round of applause for David Gaffney.
Thank you.
All right, with that, let's send it over to Morgan to find out what our audience is tweeting.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's find out what you're thinking about E3 on the Twitter wall. Okay, so on the bottom right here, we have Brodo789. He says, the new Twisted Metal looks good, but let's hope it has a great story like Twisted Metal Black. He wants his vehicular manslaughter to be story-driven, which, is noble. We all like a good story, right? We have Twisted Metal look great. I have great childhood memories of tearing up my friends in the original. Definitely this game is one of those things that we all look back and love to see more of, definitely. So it looks like we have tons of positive feedback for Twisted Metal, which we do love to see. We love to see David Gaffey, it's Jaffe with a J. I'm just saying, David Jaffe. Okay, if you want your tweets to make it on the show, just use the hashtag E3 on G4 and keep it, you know, kind of clean, mostly. All right, starting Thursday, watch the best of our E3 2010 coverage whenever you want. Just look for G4 On Demand on your channel lineup. Go to g4tv.com/VOD for tons more info. We've got more E3 2010 on the way, including the latest on Rock Band 3's Pro Mode. This brand new way to play could help you make the transition from plastic guitars to real Fenders. Stay tuned.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by Hanes. Play comfortable in the lay flat collar undershirt.
Insane coverage of E3 2010. Really, I was at Sony. In 20 minutes, I was here. And then I was doing the yapping on the TV. Anyway, this is our week-long coverage with every big game on the show floor.
But we will not cover the sad booths, the lonely ones off to the side. They're really quite heartbreaking.
We'll have a demo of Portal 2 in just a bit. But first, let's send it over to Olivia.
Thanks, guys. One of the things lame people say about the Rock Band franchise is that gamers would be better off spending time learning how to play real instruments. That's stupid. This year, Harmonix replied with a new Pro Mode, which aims to give expert players some real-life musical chops. We've got all the details in this floor report.
So I'm here at the Rock Band 3 Pro Mode stand to take a look at the new peripheral that will have you playing the axe like a rock legend. So is this true? Like the new one is like pretty much like a real guitar almost.
Yeah, so the coolest thing about Rock Band Pro is that we have a way for you to play real guitar, real keyboards, a more realistic drum set, and vocal harmonies. This is our Rock Band Mustang Pro. It's being made by Mad Cats.
It's got a lot of buttons.
It's got a lot of buttons.
And strings.
It's got strings on here, right? So you can strum your 6 strings. It's basically an exact simulation of playing a real guitar up to 17 frets. And then we also have a real Squier Stratocaster, fully stringed guitar that works as a real guitar, and you can play that in the game too. So Rock Band Pro really lets you
But
do it all.
dude, this looks so complicated. Will anyone be able to pick this up and be able to use it?
Definitely. That's the coolest thing about Rock Band Pro is we still have fully scalable, easy to expert. So on easy, it's still 1 or 2 notes a measure, not a lot of stuff. We keep it on 1 or 2 strings, but it's always pitch accurate. So if you played it in real life, you'd be playing the real notes from the song. In the Rock Band world, this is the first time we've done keyboards. This is our Rock Band 3 keyboard. It's sort of a 2-octave controller. My favorite thing about this is you can also use a MIDI keyboard if you have one in your house. We have a MIDI Pro adapter box that lets you jump right in and use your existing MIDI keyboard.
So with the new keyboard peripheral, will you be doing more pop songs or are you going to stick with rock?
I think keyboards opens us up to have a great like variety of music, whether it be old school classic rock like Bohemian Rhapsody or Huey Lewis, The Power of Love. We have 83 songs on the disc. Most of the songs have keyboards in them. We have 2,000 songs in our catalog. You can play your guitar or bass parts on this keyboard, so possibilities are sort of endless.
So with a lot more instruments, does that mean a lot more people can play?
Yeah, we actually have an instrument mode called All Instrument Mode, which you play with 3 vocalists, a bass player, a guitarist, a keyboardist, and a drummer for 7 players all at once on a local console.
That would be like the bestest party game ever.
It's pretty much always been the bestest party game ever, and now it's even better.
And do you have like any idea of a release date?
We're going to be coming out holiday, so well before holiday you can buy this game and rock out of your house, and the pricing will be normal next-gen pricing. We'll be announcing that soon.
Let's fire one up. Let's have a go.
Looks awesome. Following today's coverage of E3, G4 premieres its newest series, It's Effin' Science. You're going to see stuff blow up, and science is going to get all hacked lack. Now, here to give us a sneak peek is one of the show's hosts, Miss Angie Greena.
Hey, thanks. Today we're going to try our hands at safe cracking. Mark, Chad, and I are each going to hack science to try to open a locked safe. Chad, in a few minutes, is going to burn oxygen at 8,000 degrees to try to cut through metal. And then Mark's going to do something even crazier than that. But I'm up first. For my safe, I'm going to use liquid nitrogen. This stuff is negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit. It should be cold enough to freeze the safe, and then I'll be able to crack it open. What we're going to do is lower this safe down into this, and then pour liquid nitrogen on top of it and see what happens. It's actually starting to freeze the wood on the vat. The thing about liquid nitrogen is that once it becomes a gas, it's harmless. Most of the atmosphere is made of nitrogen. All right, I think it's ready. Let's do it. Raise it up, Chad.
You want a man's touch?
Ooh, Chad the triathlete's gonna step in and try. Oh. It worked, guys.
I don't know, man, because you'd have to take all that liquid nitrogen with you if you broke into somebody's house.
You take the safe with you.
Oh.
Well, I guess that proves you can open up a safe by freezing it with nitrogen. When we come back, Chad's gonna try to open his safe by frying it with oxygen. Stick around. Back to you at E3.
Whatever happened to putting the ear to the dial and just listening for the click?
Waiting? No.
That's how they did it in the old-timey days. But thanks,
You're
Angie.
vintage, that's why.
Thank you. It's F in Science premieres tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It premieres tonight at 9. It's F in Science premieres tonight at 9 right here on G4. Now, we have to take a quick break, but don't move an inch.
Coming up, we'll go hands-on with Portal 2, which just made a huge appearance at the Sony press conference.
Yes, Valve will be here to demo the game. You don't want to miss it. Stick around. I said don't move an inch.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by Burger King. Burger King is open till 2 a.m. or later. Don't go to bed before the king.
Okay, so I'm here checking out the Zeo virtual gaming system from Force Tech, which are these pretty cool arm controllers that, you know, put you in the game so you can really punch people. But it's not just for these kind of games. I was playing Call of Duty earlier, and they're really responsive, so you can really feel the weight of the guns, like, ooh, like that. Pretty awesome. So not only that, they make you look like you come from the future, which is pretty rad by me. Come on, guys! Gotta get him!
Hello! Welcome back to E3 2010 Live. The Los Angeles Convention Center is stocked full of testosterone-fueled games and macho shooters and concentrated bulliness.
Yes,
a lot of dude.
It is nice to see a game that actually encourages you to use a little bit of your brain. Let's go hands-on with Portal 2.
My what?
All right, here to get us thinking with Portals is Valve's VP of Marketing, Doug Lombardi. Welcome.
Thank you.
Dr. Lombardi, how are you?
First, before we talk about Portal 2, which is very exciting, we're going to get to that, we want to talk about your big announcement that happened moments ago at the Sony press conference.
Yes.
Okay, so recreate that moment for us.
Well, basically, Gabe came out on stage and announced that we're bringing Portal 2 to the PS3, and it's going to be powered by Steam and Steamworks for automatic updates and you know, a host of other features like Steam community stuff and a bunch of other features that we're hoping to pull together before we launch. And we think that, you know, in the old days we used to make a disc, send it to the replication plant, and that was sort of the end of our development cycle.
4-week siesta. See you
And
guys.
on the PC with Steam, the day that we ship to us is the day we get to work. And what this announcement really means is that we're going to be able to bring that philosophy now to the consoles, to the PlayStation 3. And our belief is that it'll be the best console version because of that. It'll be, you know, the most living, breathing, always up to date. When new ideas come up, we'll be able to deploy them right away for gamers to get their hands on.
And when are we going to see this?
Next year.
Next year.
Yes.
Do we have early, late next year, or just next year?
Next year.
All right.
All right, I want to get to Portal 2
Absolutely.
because you know, Portal it holds a very, very special place in my cold black heart. It is the one warm, bright, shiny spot. But for those who, it's been a while since many have beat the game.
Yep, October 2007.
So tell us, where are we at the story? What's going on with Aperture? Is there cake? Are we still being lied to?
You are still being lied to. You are still at Aperture. You are many lifetimes in the future. You are faced with Gladys pretty much right up front, and there's a host of new characters that are basically trying to escape Gladys's clutch and get out of Aperture, so they sort of join forces with you and you try to get the hell out of there.
So you're actually going to be playing with other NPCs and, you know, combining your abilities, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, well, there's two parts of the game. There's a single player portion of the game that is very story driven, where you'll have other NPCs. There's a personality spear called Wheatley that we're showing here at the show this week, who provides more of the comic relief that made, I think, Portal really special for folks, and also is sort of a buddy character.
Tell me we don't have to incinerate him after we fall in love with him, please.
No spoilers here.
Okay.
And then there's also a 2-person co-op game that is the same length as the single-player game. Both of those are twice the length of the original game, so overall you have 4 times the game. And co-op really came out of the feedback from consumers after the first game came out. They were like, we love it. The #1 thing we want to see is some sort of multiplayer component, so that's where the co-op came out of.
And that's important to note that it's not some bolt-on, oh, here's 3 levels that show you co-op. It sounds like you've made a whole campaign.
Yeah, I mean, we've learned a lot from the last couple of years doing Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, and we sort of went into Left 4 Dead 1 with the idea that if you're going to make a co-op game, you have to make a co-op game. You can't make a single-player game and then sort of bolt on, to use your term, a co-op experience. We're going to run you through the single player again, but we're going to allow you to do it with a buddy. That's sort of the lazy, bogus way to do it. The real way to do it is to build it from the ground up, saying this is the co-op area, and that's why for Portal 2 we've divided 2 separate, the environments, the story, even the characters you play as in the co-op you're actually 2 robots that you play as. One was made from a turret, and one was made from one of the personality spheres. So they have their own sort of storyline that lives alongside of the main story arc.
So how complicated are some of these puzzles? Because, they got a little complicated in the first one, and you were playing by yourself, and you really understood your own abilities. But how do you, take 2 abilities of 2 different characters and...
Playtesting. The first game was done about a year before we shipped it. Done insofar as the art, the levels, all that kind of stuff. But then we playtested the game every day, 5, 6, 7, 8 people of all different skill sets, literally for a year, until we felt we had it right and it was approachable and playable by a wide set of gamers. And with Portal 2, we're going to have to do the same thing, only twice. We're going to have to do it for single player because we have new mechanics for you to use, and then on the multiplayer side because that's all brand new.
Do you foresee this game ending a lot of friendships?
We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it spawns as many as it ends.
That's well dodged, sir. Well dodged. And now, when we talk about platforms on the console side of things, Valve is making it very clear the PlayStation 3 is where it's at in terms of the Portal 2 experience. But you're also going to be on the Xbox 360.
You bet.
You're going to be on the PC.
Yep.
And big reminder of that last platform.
The Mac.
The Mac. You guys are you're one of the few that happens to be supporting gaming on the Mac. Are you finding that there is an audience for that out there?
Well, I think the big thing about the Mac was finding an avenue to get the games out to customers, right? Retail shelf space for PC games has been shrinking for several years now, and we've seen that business move online, and at least here in the States. And what we saw was a similar situation with the Mac, only that's been existing for a long time, where it's really, really hard to find Mac software outside of the Apple Store, and even then, the game shelf is rather narrow. So
it's 12 Dora the Explorer titles.
Absolutely.
Which, some people love, like me, but not everybody's into. But, so we saw an opportunity with 25 million people connected to Steam. Lots of those people are playing, at work, at lunchtime on a PC, and then they're going home to their iMac or their MacBooks, and, they can't play their games there. So what we saw was not only an opportunity to deliver to people on the Mac, but also introduce Steam Play, which means if you buy the game once, you own it for the PC and the Mac, and then also allow people with Team Fortress 2 and the multiplayer games to play PC versus Mac, so that people that start off on the Mac today enter that pool of tens of thousands of people that are playing TF2 or Counter-Strike when we release it, not this week, but next week for the Mac.
Well, I know you guys always deliver quality. Portal 2 looks like it's not going to be any exception to that rule. Doug, thank you for coming on and showing it off.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's send it over to Olivia, who happens to be knee-deep in tweets right now. Shoot a portal. Get out of there.
Thanks, guys. Okay, we want to read your tweets, so make it easy on us and use the hashtag E3 on G4. And right now we're going to start reading some. So Sir Helsing 420, is the cake still a lie? And that bouncing platform room that was just on my screen looked fun and incredible. Yeah, where's the cake? Anybody know who the cake is? Okay, no? It's a lie? Who are you? Who do you work for? Yes, turn around, sir, turn around. Okay, also, very excited for Portal 2. Can't wait for it to come out. Very exciting. Ask for release date sometime in 2011. Okay, bye. All right, remember, just use the hashtag E3 on G4, and who knows, we might read your 140 characters of genius during the show. But right now, there's a Kevin Pereira I'd like to speak with.
Is it me? Am I
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
good. Hey, you guys voted. We actually counted said votes, and we have a winner, my friends. After tallying thousands and thousands of votes at G4TV.com, Miss Bonnie Burton is the winner of our G4 Booth Babe contest. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Your life has just now begun. Congrats on that journey.
Yeah.
What amazing perks, aside from the killer boots and NASCAR jacket, have you noticed that now that you're the official G4 Booth Babe? What happens at E3?
I have to say we have a pretty sweet bodyguard, and I think that's probably the coolest part because he stands behind us like this.
Stoic and angry?
Yeah, intimidates everyone.
Does he follow you outside of the convention as well? Because he's not supposed to.
I wish he did, but he doesn't.
Now you're legit. I mean, there's so many girl gamers who like to prove their gamer cred. You're not only a professional Halo player, you work at a GameStop as well, correct?
Right, correct.
Do you remember the longest please pre-order message that you had to give when customers would call in?
Oh my goodness, a lot, too many. But I actually have to give a shout out to my store manager, Chris Rybacki, because he's the one who told me about the contest. And Chris, you can give me a raise for doing this? That'd be great.
Yeah, I think you deserve far more than that. Absolutely a pleasure to meet you. Congrats on winning the contest.
Thank you.
Very good stuff. You guys, we'll be back with even more E3 madness. You just need to keep watching your television sets, and we'll keep putting stuff on them. Stick around. Thank you. Where were they on our set?
Pay attention, pay attention.
Yeah, E3 Live!
There are many good reasons to own a Dreamcast. 2 of them are the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
Absolutely, and after years of rumors and speculation, the fighting series is making a big return with even more classic what if matchups. It's time to settle some arguments. Let's go hands-on with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Fate of Two Worlds.
We're going to do the whole demo in that voice.
I just wanted to echo it, that's all.
All right, here to demo the latest edition is Capcom Special Advisor, Seth Killian. Thank you so much for joining us.
How are you, Seth?
All right, so right now, what fight are we looking at right now?
It looks like Dante has just killed Deadpool, one of our brand new characters. And there we have Chris Redfield in from the Devil May Cry, or excuse me, he's from Resident Evil, of course. He's being beaten up by the Devil May Cry Dante.
Yeah, this discussion should only be happening in high school locker rooms amongst like hardcore gamers. You should not be able to live out this fantasy.
That is exactly what makes this game so awesome. You can finally settle all those stupid bets.
Yeah.
And so what kind of fighting styles do you have, and how do you assign fighting styles to characters that don't necessarily have them?
Yeah, that's exactly. So we try to really bring them alive to create an exciting experience for different kind of styles. So Dante, of course, is master of swords and guns, as you see pulling out there. And you see all of his moves recreated from, this is the Devil May Cry 3 Dante. So all the moves you remember from that game are going to be very carefully recreated here. Deadpool has a lot of his signature moves from the comics. And Chris Redfield, of course, uses a lot of weapons in the Resident Evil series. Those all come into play in the game.
Watching all this right now, like hyper color, crazy action, it simultaneously hurts my brain and makes it smile.
That is the hallmark of Marvel vs. Capcom series. So it's a giant playfield, over-the-top action, crazy stuff flying all over the screen.
Well, what
super
sets it
bigger
apart
than anything.
from like the previous installments then? Like, where have you taken the franchise?
Well, in a lot of ways, we like the game because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is super popular and has been popular for almost 10 years. But what sets this apart in a lot of ways is, of course, the brand new art style. We'll have an exciting new cast, which we could talk about in a bit. But also sort of the integration of Marvel and Capcom as a series in terms of story and evoking sort of a comic book look to the whole game. So there'll be a lot of comic book touches. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 didn't really have a lot of that, and the story was pretty much game over, thanks for playing.
Right.
So we've got some exciting stuff happening on the story front that I think is going to really excite comic fans as well as fighting fans.
And now there's something called air combos and team air combos. So what is that?
This game is all about the air combos. So there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do on the ground, but what makes it exciting is launching your opponent up into the air. So we've made that a little easier for everybody to get into for the first time. There you see Wolverine pop Ryu up into the air there. And there we have the team air combos now in effect. What you can do is basically tag in one of your other teammates to continue the combo while they're already in the air, so you can really have a nice integrated overall team feel. It's not just one character versus one character, it's really 3-on-3.
And how tough is a team air combo?
Well, that's the thing, actually. Marvel 2, they were a little more challenging than we wanted them to be, so we thought these are one of the most awesome things about the game. We want to bring it back into Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And so it's been, we've sort of standardized the inputs to launch everybody. So it's not, it used to be kind of a confusing input, now it's one button. And you can get them up into the air, and what you do from there is up to you, and you can get really creative.
And obviously we've seen a handful of characters here, but I heard that there could be potentially 30 different characters in this game?
Oh, I think we might beat that mark. But yeah, we're looking to get the cast as big as we can by the time we get the game out the door. But really,
we'll scroll them all in yellow text like an infomercial for a best of collection. Give us some names.
Oh, no. I'm full of secrets, so I can't give you that, or the laser would just, you know, I'd be a cinder
all right,
pile
that's
from
fair.
space if I tell you that. But we'll have more surprises soon.
I know, did you guys add little loving touches specifically for the fans of the series?
This game is nothing but loving touches. So Deadpool is one of the most popular characters in recent Marvel history, and you see him walking backwards there. He's doing a little moonwalk. He's got all sorts of stuff. So he's known in the comics for sort of what's called breaking the fourth wall, where he sort of yells out of the comic book at the person reading it, like he's aware of what's going on. So Deadpool in the game here is doing that all the time. So if you get killed, he complains to you. You hit the wrong button, idiot. You know, after the match is over, he complains, you're out there sitting on your butt while I'm working mine off.
I'll be hearing that soundbite over and over and over again as I play. I can't wait. When will I be hearing that soundbite? When does this hit shelves?
Oh, we'll see. I think we're looking right spring 2011 right now.
Spring of 2011. I cannot wait to get beat by 14-year-olds across the globe.
Instantly, too.
Instantly. Seth, thank you so much for coming on. The game looks incredible,
so
to say the least. That really looks fun. Right now, we're going to send it over to Dr. Adam Sessler.
Even when you're getting your butt handed to you, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Do you watch Ninja Warrior and say, no big deal, I can do that? Well, Mr. or Mrs. Cocky, come down to LA and prove it. This summer, G4's holding open tryouts to see who has what it takes to become an American Ninja Warrior. Submit a video of your ninja skills, and if they impress us, you might earn yourself a shot at running the LA course and a chance to challenge Mount Midoriyama in Japan. Get all the particulars at g4tv.com/American Ninja. Right now, let's check in with Olivia.
What? Hi. Hi, everyone. It's time for more multiplayer madness, sponsored by America's first 4G phone, the HTC Evo 4G. This exclusive first look is brought to you by Sprint. Hi. I basically have a mic pack falling down my back, so that's what I've got going on right now. Okay, hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Great. Okay, so we've plucked 4 lucky fans from the audience to go head-to-head in Twisted Metal for the PS3. So right now you've been playing, what do you think?
I love it. I'm a fan of the Twisted Metal series, and it's good to have it back, and I can't wait to destroy people's cars and them.
Just like home. All right, let's go over here. What's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. So do you have a favorite weapon? Is it love? Do you use love as a weapon?
Yes, I hug them with my truck.
Oh.
And they can't take it, so they die.
It's very sweet, very sweet. What's your name?
Ladarius.
Ladarius, now everything in this game is destructible, so what have you had fun destroying?
Random buildings, random houses, random cars, even a few people.
Is it fun? You seem really overjoyed by it.
I'd have to say yes. Running through people's living rooms is pretty exciting.
Okay, guys at home, they're really concentrating now, but in just a second, we're about to up everything, so wait to see how this turns. So, hey, what's your name?
Eric.
Hey, Eric, do you enjoy the game, the multiplayer mode?
Yes, I love this. This is awesome. So much head-to-head action.
Can you compare it to something personal in your life that you also love?
Women. Destructive.
Destructive women. There it is. All right, you guys, when we come back for more multiplayer madness, we're raising the stakes. And these 4 guys, you guys have no idea what's in store for you. You have no idea. It might have something to do with what this guy loves a lot. It might. Stick around, we'll have more live coverage of E3 2010. Actually, hours, in fact. Coming up, we'll have a hands-on demo of Epic Mickey. Warren Spector will be here to take us inside this inventive take on the Disney universe. And, of course, there's more E3 right after this. 2010 live, presented by Burger King. We're coming to you from the Los Angeles Convention Center, home to the biggest gaming event of the year.
All right, well, everyone in the video game business is here, and if they're not, they wish they were. Coming up in the next hour, we've got even more hands-on demos of the show's biggest games, including Driver San Francisco, the return of the open world Cops and Robbers franchise with a really strange twist.
Plus, we'll demo Epic Mickey, War Inspector's inventive take on the Disney universe. Believe me, this is not a game made just for kids, people.
No, and later we're going to step onto the battlefield with Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Ubisoft's new take on the long-running Tom Clancy franchise.
But first, let's send it over to Kevin and Adam for our next demo. They are laughing. What are you laughing about, boys? What are you laughing at?
We're like, wow, this show is fairly epic, and it almost killed Adam to put it together.
Yes, and he was tickling me, and I went,
it's a little tickle fight. It happens. Hey, let's get to the games. That's what you guys want. Now, the Driver series has been around since 1999, and it's always been about two things. Of course, driving fast and shooting people.
Ubisoft is resurrecting the franchise and just revealed Driver San Francisco. Let's go hands-on, see what's in store.
Joining us now on the stage, Martin Edmondson, founder of Reflections Interactive Software. Welcome to the stage, sir.
Great.
So, Martin, let's get right into the game. Where are we in terms of the Driver story and the epicness? You're returning back to Driver's roots, correct?
In terms of gameplay, we're very much returning to the roots. So that's the whole essence of the Hollywood-style, 70s Hollywood-style car chase and the classic sort of handling of those kind of cars. In terms of story, it actually picks up several years after the end of Driver 3.
Now, San Francisco, this was very important to you that it would turn to San Francisco. As you said, it is kind of one of the best car chase cities on the planet because of the hills. We saw yesterday at the Ubisoft press conference a rather remarkable map, and as a native, Bay Area person, it's not just the city of San Francisco. You have some of the East Bay, you have some of Marin County. I mean, what type of real estate are we talking about?
In terms of square footage, we haven't, square mileage, we haven't actually measured it. I mean, there's a lot of driving there. There's 208 miles of road to drive through. It's an enormous area, and you're right, we've taken Marin County in the north and then Sutro Hills down in the south with the dirt roads, Golden Gate Park and so on. It's a big area.
Well, it'll have El Cerrito, that's all I can say.
That's it. You want to just go joyriding through El Cerrito?
Yeah, exactly.
Martin, what are we seeing here? We're seeing a bit of a cop chase, and there, was that the shift gameplay?
That was the shift that you just saw there. That was a rapid shift.
That was very quick,
ability there. Yeah, so basically, if this guy has a crash or he's a bit out of shape there, you see the first car go past, and he can just rapidly shift, stay in the action, and keep right up with the guy that he's chasing.
Now, this is based on a rather unique conceit in the game. Our main character, whose name I just blanked on, forgive me.
Tanner.
Yes, he's in a coma, and so kind of it sounds like what's happening in the game isn't really happening, yet he believes it's happening, and he's has the power to move from driver to driver to driver.
Yeah, he does at the time. I mean, it's basically an incident towards the beginning of the game that pitches him into this coma. And Tanner does not realize he's in a coma. In fact, he actually thinks he had a lucky escape, and he has this incredible ability to just shift into different vehicles. The player realizes that he is in a coma, and it's all about how does Tanner come out of that coma? Does he come out of that coma? What kind of world awaits him when he does? And how does the real world affect Tanner's mind and how it plays out in the game?
Well, Martin, one of the things we heard at the press conference was that shift ability will actually apply to the multiplayer game as well. Can I just go hopping from car to car whenever there's a head-on about to happen, or are there limits to the amount of shifting?
I have to say it's a limited ability. It has to charge, but it absolutely fundamentally changes your perception of multiplayer driving games.
Clearly, technically, there's some challenges, and obviously swapping something like that so quickly in a game. What did you have to overcome to be able to implement the shift mechanic?
It obviously is a very complicated thing. I mean, this is something that would not have been possible on PlayStation 1 or even PlayStation 2. We have to be able to shift you from one position in the city instantaneously right across the city immediately between multiple cars. It's a pretty tall order, actually, even for modern hardware.
All right, and what are we looking forward to playing the game?
Release date, the end of this year. It's the holiday season.
Awesome, Martin. Thank you so much for stopping by.
I cannot wait to car hop, sir. Thank you very much for coming on. Martin, everybody. But now let's send it over to Miss Morgan Webb.
All right, guys, stay right there because we've got a demo of Epic Mickey on the way. You do not want to miss this stylish new take on some of the world's most iconic characters. This is unlike any Disney game you have ever seen. Our hands-on look is coming up right after this.
look at 2 games over here. Dark Millennium, it's a Warhammer MMO, need I say more? And of course, Space Marine, where you play as this guy, or something that will look like him, and he's holding his ginormous bolter gun, which I really like. This is a third-person action shooter, but you can also get up close and personal and hack people to death with your chain sword. Sign me up for that. All right, I got my eye on you, buddy. More from the floor coming up.
Okay, so a 100-person army has totally invaded E3. I believe this is for Homefront from THQ. It's supposed to be 2027, but I sort of feel like I'm in the Korean War right now, maybe the Vietnam War. I'm not quite sure. I've never been in any war, but I'm going to try to join this one. How's it going? Awesome. So this is a pretty sweet marching regiment you got going on here. A lot of fun that they're having here, huh? I'm just going to keep marching.
Welcome back. Blair Herder is back from the floor, and it could not have come at a better time.
That's right, and I should say, though, before we introduce this next game, Adam has not stopped talking about this thing for months and months and months now. The next demo, it brings Disney back in a huge way, and no, I know what you guys are thinking, we're not talking about Kingdom Hearts.
No, it's better.
Yeah.
Epic Mickey is an ambitious new Wii game that lets you experience the entire Disney universe with a whole new perspective.
All right, I'm supposed to read off the prompter right now and introduce Mr. Warren Spector here, a legend in game
design. If you do not know who he is, you must.
Just the man, but I'm just going to go ahead and just go right to Adam, because you've been talking about this so much.
Obviously, I'm familiar with the game. I think a lot of our audience isn't. What are you doing with Epic Mickey? I mean, is it platformer? Is it an adventure game? What is it?
Well, you know, one of my favorite things to do is to confound the marketing guys. So it's not just a platformer, it's not just an action adventure, it's not just a role-playing game, it's all of those things. You know, it's peanut butter and chocolate all over again. So we take the best of action adventure, we take the best of role-playing, we take the best of platforming, put them all together, see what we come up with.
The marketing loves it when you do that, when you make a game and go, try to sell this.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome,
Yep.
right? Now, Warren, I was at Nintendo earlier today. It was a press conference full of amazing things, but you guys, the biggest reaction, I think, from the crowd came from the game, because a lot of people knew about it, but were very surprised at what we saw there. A lot of different things going on in the game. Tell us about some of the gameplay mechanics that you have in there.
Well, you know, everything starts with gameplay, right? And so we knew we had to do something new and different, innovative, something people had never seen before. And we hit on this idea of letting Mickey control what he's made of. He's made of paint, he's a cartoon character. So we give him a brush and we say, this is your tool, draw and erase. You can erase characters, or you can paint them to make them friendly. You can take the floors and make them go away, walls go away. You control the world, change the world dynamically, and that's how you solve problems in the game.
Now, you say that Mickey, he's kind of aware that he's made of paint, so we already are existential within Epic Mickey.
Of course, he has to be.
But the world he's inhabiting is not such a strict, you know, that's Alice in Wonderland over there, and that's, you know, Cinderella. It's this amalgamation. What is happening and where is it taking place?
Disney Epic Mickey is set in a world called Wasteland, which is kind of a repository for 80 years of Disney creativity. You know, Disney never threw anything away. If you look through the archives, you can see that. And so how could he bear to have his characters just be forgotten when audience is tired of them? So all of the rejected, retired characters, like, for example, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, the first inhabitant, and the first character Disney created and lost. So he's down there. People don't remember Horace Horsecollar necessarily. You know, maybe he's down there, the Mad Doctor. All of Disney's forgotten and rejected creativity exists in the Wasteland, waiting for audiences to sort of accept them again.
Right, I got this visual of Warren digging through Walt Disney's trash cans in the late 70s just now.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing here? We're gonna make a game about this eventually.
It's funny. There was a moment when I was on the lot. I'm so lucky. I get to go through the archives every once in a while and dig through stuff and put my hands on history. But there actually is a dumpster there, and I actually did dive into it at one point.
Awesome.
I'm never right.
Warren, I want to touch on the paint and thinner aspect of the game, because for many people they're going to see it as a easy good evil split like in Deus Ex, but you know, you are doing something a little more sophisticated here.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who want to say, you know, painting is good, thinning is bad. Not true, not true. It's all about choices and consequences. If you erase characters, if you erase walls, you know, getting through the game might actually be a little easier. It's sometimes the direct, simple way to solve a problem. But if you erase somebody's house, it may help you get to your goal more easily, but that person who owns the house might not be quite so happy with you. So they might not want to talk to you, they might not want to tell you about things that will help you later on. They might not even tell you about a quest that you could take. But if someone's house is erased and you paint it in, then you might have a little tougher time getting to your goal, but they'll like you, they'll talk to you, they'll help you out. So it's not good or bad, it's just different, and it's about what kind of hero do you think Mickey should be, and how do you want to play the game? What's fun for you?
Actually, speaking of fun for me, I don't know how quickly we can do it, but if we can go to the Steamboat Willie sequence, which is so something.
So awesome. Saw it earlier today.
We may not have enough time here, but actually, who's the character that we're looking at? We have Tiki Salmon. He's black and white, Mickey's color. I mean, is that part of the background of the story?
The whole world is a mashup of everything Disney. So you'll find a black and white character next to a color character. You find a character that you almost recognize. You'll be in a world that's partly from an animated film and partly inspired by a theme park ride or attraction. So it's just this incredible mashup of everything. One of the things I hope players have a ton of fun with, and Disney fans who may not be gamers, is just sitting there playing the where did that come from game. You know, every trash can, every street light, every building. I mean, almost everything in the game came from something real in Disney's history.
I mean, obviously, it's very accessible for people who are not steeped in Disney, but yeah, for someone I think like you and I, who's are deep in the animation, it sounds like there are just more treats just in those nooks and crannies of this game.
Adam, you're going to be playing a completely different game than most people. You're going to have a ton of fun with this one.
Look at the smile on this guy's face.
I know,
right
it makes me happy. Warren, thank you so much for bringing by. A round of applause for Warren.
Absolutely.
Yes. Epic Mickey, we're hoping to see it at the end of the year, correct?
We're holiday season this year. You bet.
Right. You're making me happy.
Thanks a lot.
With that, let's hand it over to Kevin and Olivia.
Looks epic. Now, the Guitar Hero franchise is probably one of the biggest in gaming. I would say only rivaled by Mario or those little the Pokemon guys.
Pokemon, yeah.
Choose you. The kids know that. They love that.
Know that. Now, the series has sold over 25 million units to date, and expect that number to grow with the release of Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock this fall.
Yes, we've actually got all the details in this floor report.
If you're looking to rock, then there's only one game that can fulfill your headbanging thirst, and that's Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Now, Brian here, how do I become a warrior of rock? That's what I want to know.
First, you got to be friends with Gene Simmons, right? Okay. He's the narrator of the game. He's the demigod of rock. And the game opens with an epic battle between the beast and demigod of rock. Demigod loses, so Gene loses. And so you spend the quest playing as each of the 8 Guitar Hero characters with their special game-changing powers. And you try to earn enough stars in their set list, transform them into their warrior alter ego version.
Okay, I saw over your shoulder there's a new peripheral, so let's check that out.
A new guitar here. All the electronics are in the neck. These wings pop off. We have Battle Axe wings that you can also get and snap on to customize and make this thing look more like a weapon.
Like a weapon? Oh, that sounds scary. So, is it more rock songs on this one rather than pop?
Yeah, I mean, over 90 tracks, definitely rock focused. We took a look back to what inspired us was like the Guitar Hero 3 soundtrack and stuff. We've got Black Sabbath in the game, we've got Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, Death Clock, even The Cure in the game this year, but definitely more rock and a little darker.
Sweet, and when's it out?
It's out this fall. It'll be out on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Wii.
Once again, Activision is redefining music gaming with the new Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Take that, Rock Band. Earlier in the show, you saw a sneak peek of G4's newest original series, It's Effin' Science, and how you can use your brain and, of course, a little liquid nitrogen to crack a safe. Here's host Angie agreeing up with another method.
Thanks! Mark, Chad, and I are trying to hack science to open up locked safes. So, we've already broken open one safe by freezing it in 50 gallons of liquid nitrogen. Now, Chad is going to try to use one of the most powerful fuels on Earth to get his safe open, pure oxygen. Let's see how he's doing.
For my part of the challenge, I'm actually gonna break into the safe with precision. To do that, I'm gonna use an air arc cutter that burns pure oxygen at 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Normally, it's used to cut through the hulls of ships that are 1 to 2 inches thick, so I don't think this safe is gonna be a problem at all.
This thing is so effing hot, it can turn hardened steel, which can only melt at 1500 degrees Celsius, into red hot molten goo.
There you guys go. There's your safe right there.
I'm impressed, man.
All I had to do was cut along right here, spend a little bit extra time on the locking mechanism, and that's it.
Well, who knew being full of hot air would come in so handy? All right, so we have one more safe to go, and it involves the 3 scariest words I know: mark, high, and explosives. And it doesn't matter which order those words appear in a sentence, it's not going to end well. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Back to you, D3.
Thanks, Angie. Now, It's Effin' Science premieres tonight at 9, only on G4.
Thanks, Morgan. There's more E3 on the way, including the return of a long-running Tom Clancy franchise, everybody.
We'll go hands-on with the all-new Ghost Recon Future Soldier right after this.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and cry now. It's that awesome.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by It's Effin' Science. G4's newest series is a full-on hack of science. Premieres tonight at 9, only on G4.
All right, guys, welcome back to E3 2010 Live. We are bypassing the whole standing in line business and bringing all the games straight to you. You are welcome.
Yes, be very thankful. Our next hands-on demo brings the return of truly a blockbuster military series. It's Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Here to show off the latest Ghost Recon is Ubisoft Red Storm producer Stuart White. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Stuart, we've heard a ton about Ghost Recon Future Soldier, but for those who missed the conferences or whatnot, who are we, where are we, and how are we invisible again?
How you're invisible is a technology called optical camo, which we're really excited about. I'll go into a little bit more detail on that later. What we're doing in this particular mission is the Ghost is a 4-player squad. You know, they're there to take down the bad guys. It's really all about inserting into a space that has some global conflict associated with it, and making sure that the Ghosts are there to
put bullets through the back of people's heads.
Definitely.
That's what they do best. Yeah.
And then, of course, how much teamwork is going to take place in these co-op missions?
Well, the thing we're most excited about is 4-player co-op through the entire campaign structure.
Yes,
so,
thank you for that. Thank you. I'm a huge co-op gamer, so if we can't amass 3 friends, if I can't pay people on Craigslist to pretend they like me, will the computer control them as well through the campaign?
It will, in fact, yes.
Okay, but let's get back to 4-player co-op, working together.
Yeah.
What are the tactics?
Yeah, so it's all about working together, talking to each other, making sure that when you take that shot, that everybody is in sync. Hey, I'm going to do this. Where are you guys going to be? If you don't have, really nice synchronization, your plan is going to fail pretty quickly.
The Leroy Jenkins of the squad.
Yeah.
Is this something like if you don't have headsets, you're not going to win this, you're not going to get anywhere? Is that how
you might need a headset for this game.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, encourage the cooperation and the teamwork.
Yeah.
Now, what about, I always love Tom Clancy games because they're rooted, like you said, in actual technologies and whatnot.
Right.
What are some of the gadgets at our disposal in this game?
So I was talking about optical camo a little bit earlier.
Right.
Again, the nice thing that we have as far as contacts, we have a lot of military organizations that work with us. We have some insight into what they're working on right now, and we kind of take that knowledge and we say, what's that going to be like 10 to 15 years from now? Optical camo really is it's a nanotechnology built into the fiber of the suits, so it's kind of bending light and kind of allowing you to have that sneak.
That's going to be at Baby Gap in 15 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a terrible thing to give to children.
Very bad thing.
Terrible. Now, is this something that I'm going to be able to keep on for a long period of time, or, I mean, you see them in the demos kind of cycling in and out of the optical camo. Is there a limit, or how does that work?
Well, first of all, the enemies will have counter technology that they can employ. Whenever you run or sprint, you'll turn it off. Also, whenever you shoot, the optical camo is not going to engage. It is a technology that does have some drawbacks. And finally, it will have a power meter associated with it, so it's not over powerful.
And is this something like if I'm, if we're hanging out here and a guy in optical camo walks here, would we be able to see him? Are they going to be able to see you that easily?
If you were paying really good attention, you could probably see him because it really just breaks up that silhouette. But if you're not paying attention, you're not going to see him.
Now, Stuart, I mean, there's a lot of focus on optical camo because it's flipping awesome.
It's awesome.
To say the least. But that makes me think, okay, this is clearly going to be a stealth game, but it's not just stealth, right?
Right. We definitely want to have stealth as an element that you can enjoy. But we also want to give the action player everything that they deserve. So it's really going to be a choice. Do you want to go stealth in the situation, or you want to go ahead and light things up to bring some firepower to the party?
So the missions aren't necessarily defined, okay, this is a stealth mission only. It's
Right.
more of a, okay, how are we going to play this squad?
Right. Yeah, it's really up to you. It's your choice. You want to go stealth, or do you want to go action, or you want to go somewhere in between?
I want silencers off and I want blood painted everywhere. That is how my squad
That's
will
my
roll.
choice too. So.
Yeah.
Now, is there a big sort of overarching story, or is this a very mission-based structure?
It is mission-based structure, but there will be an overarching storyline. As I mentioned earlier, the Ghosts are a unit that gets inserted into a global scenario that they don't necessarily want to have, explode into global conflict. So they send the Ghost in to sort of say, hey, maybe we can bring the scenario to an end before it gets started.
And co-op is great, but when I do want to, I mean, obviously I'll team kill because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
But will there be competitive modes online as well for me to actually kill my friends?
Definitely. We're going to continue the franchise of having really nice adversarial encounters. The actual game types I can't go into right now because we're still developing.
Sure you can.
those.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
No,
right.
what are you working on? What's on the whiteboard?
Yeah. But we do want to give the players as much as they had before, plus a little bit more.
And what are some of the other gadgets that we're going to see?
We have not only the MRB is our major weapon that we'll have in the game, but we'll also have 30+ other weapons completely customizable. You can add laser designators, optical sights. It's going to be a plethora of gadgets that you can stick on top of that gun.
And then,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
These are all gadgets that exist or could exist?
Again, they're gadgets that right now you could go ahead and say they might exist, but
Right.
we're just not sure.
Okay.
They're in somebody's camoed mind, like
Yeah.
it's happening. You are on every platform imaginable. There's going to be the play-at-home board game as well. What are you releasing on and when?
It's going to be on 360. It's going to be on PS3. It's going to be on PC. We also are excited to have it on the new DS platform.
On the 3DS? You guys are going full 3D, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Will I be able to take 3D photos of friends that I'm killing in real time as well?
If that's what you want to do.
Okay, I'll
Maybe.
just put it on the whiteboard as well. Stuart, absolute pleasure. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Now, let's send it over. She might be in camo. I don't know if it's active camo at this point, but it's
Hopefully.
Olivia.
Hopefully she's there.
There she is. Magic.
I know. Magic.
Release a dove.
No.
Okay.
Earlier today, Nintendo held their E3 press event, which pretty much won the internet. Twitter exploded over the revelation of Zelda, Kirby, the 3Ds, and a ton of really great surprises. You guys want to know what went down? Pictures.
This is the best week of the year.
And you can see the sword following my movements one-to-one.
Today, we want to first introduce you to titles that are squarely based on this goal of universal appeal.
I can't wait for you to try this. Nintendo 3DS is also capable of displaying 3D Hollywood movies.
No more glasses. Nintendo has once again raised the bar.
Yes. Absolutely.
All the best E3 2010 clips, anytime, anywhere, right on your phone. Get more info at g4tv.com/mobile.
All right, after the break, we are going to talk with one of the creative masterminds behind Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yes. BioWare's Greg Zestruck will be on our stage in just a minute. G4's live coverage of E3 2010 continues right after this.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by Hanes. Play comfortable in the lay flat collar undershirt.
We peaked too early. We peaked too early. It's a delicate time when to start the applause.
Can I just say, E3 is so much fun, and it's so much fun standing with you. I've
Well,
missed you,
thank
and
you.
I love you.
I know, and you're welcome for the opportunity and the privilege. Hey, welcome back to E3 2010, everybody.
Yay!
Yay! I think it goes without saying that we have the best booth on the show floor,
We do.
thanks to Miss Olivia Munn.
No, thanks to the suit. Look
You're
at
right.
that. Look at a
You're right.
dashing
Thank
man
you.
right there.
What's up, Banana? The Republic of?
Okay. We're here all week with the biggest. He might not be here all week.
I'm not. Good night, everybody.
No, get back here. We've got games and trailers and news and basically whatever else comes up, we've got it. You won't see live coverage like this anywhere else. You might as well just keep it on G4 and just let it sail.
That's right. Let her ride. Last year, Activision branched out for a new approach to music games and released the mashup-based DJ Hero.
I have it.
Do you?
It's
Do you-
fun.
do you
I
remix?
I'm
At home?
pretty special.
You throw 'em
just so
down?
you know. So what you do is you dust off those turntables because a follow-up is in the works. Let's head to the floor for a closer look.
Remix.
If you ever dreamed or even joked about mixing it up like Grandmaster Flash, then it's time to put your fingers to the faders for DJ Hero 2. Now I'm here with Jamie. He's the creative director of DJ Hero 2. Now I'm going to start with a tough question, a little bit. The first game was great. What makes this one different?
Well, I guess answering that question first, you know, we were #1 IP in 2009 based on money. We had a great fan base, really good party game, and there was a load of things we didn't get it to put in that we wanted to put into 2, so that's kind of where we got with this one. And we also, you know, we wanted to put a lot of new stuff in there, bring the social side to it and things like that.
Have you got a lot of new tracks and any famous DJs or?
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of famous DJs. We've got deadmau5, who I can tell you about now. We've got a whole bunch more who I can't tell you about just yet. And then tracks-wise, you know, we really broadened it. We wanted to make sure that all the tracks, or at least most of the tracks that are in the game are from the last few years. And then we got a whole bunch of new features as well. So we've got the freestyle stuff, so you can completely customize tracks yourself now. You can crossfade in and out stuff yourself. You can scratch stuff yourself. And we've really enhanced the sample stuff.
Okay, well I love the first one and I can't wait to break it down on the turntables on DJ Hero
2. In 1995, Greg Zeschuk decided to ditch his career as a doctor to pursue a more noble profession, video games.
He and his partner Ray Mizuka formed BioWare, which went on to develop hugely successful franchises. You may have heard of them, you know, Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, I know, whatever. And Greg is here celebrating the company's 15-year anniversary.
Joining us now is one of the aforementioned doctors. Greg, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Whenever we tell the story about you and Ray being doctors, I always hear in my head something like, I always wanted you to be a game developer. Why are you such a doctor? But let's start with a little bit of a history lesson. BioWare, where does it come, like, where does the name come from?
The concept behind the name is that there's a little bit of a play on us, the fact that we were doctors, but also we want to create the human-machine interface, and that was kind of the concept of BioWare from the beginning. It actually didn't have anything to do with the medical stuff we were doing, so it's just like people and computers put together in a lovingly way.
And we should tell people, what kind of doctors were you guys?
We were kind of family
and still
medicine.
are, I suppose.
Yeah, sort of. I lost all my license, but that's a whole other story.
Okay.
But no, though, Ray actually did quite a bit of emergency medicine, worked in small towns. I was generally family doctor, and believe it or not, eventually did a lot of geriatrics, which is kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah. All right,
It's
so
kind of the opposite of video games, actually, geriatrics.
Yes, it is.
All right, so we'll go back to video games then. How do you account for this sort of rise of the Western RPG with games like, you know, Dragon Age and...
Well, I mean, we've actually always evolved. Like, one of the things we've really never stood still in what we were building. We always try to make everything better, always try to improve things. You look at things like the story. We've, like, I was telling someone earlier, we've spent like 15 years honing the craft of telling stories. And again, guys like Bethesda have made, you know, it's incredible when you get into like the environment of Fallout 3. You're in destroyed DC. It's crazy. And so we've all been honing our craft and kind of working on it and just pushing the envelope.
Actually, going back to the talk of doctors, it's because of sort of your personal relationships that you have with your patients that helped inform, you know, the very unique BioWare aspect of, you know, the good, evil, and how you interact with characters.
Yeah, you know, I think it largely, I mean, it was something that just appealed to us. Like, we always felt like story was something that drives everything, like music, reading, like film, theater, everything's about story. So we thought, well, we should drive that in video games. That seems to have worked for the last 2,000 years. So we thought, let's do that.
Now, do you have any sort of ideas about the future for these really popular, beloved franchises, Dragon Age and Mass Effect?
Oh, we have some ideas, but don't necessarily talk about them.
Okay, what I was going to comment on is, I think it really was significant how you imported your save from Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 and carried through, to the point where many people are now looking at other sequels and finding them to be lacking in not being able to do that from the previous achievements? I mean, is this something that you think might almost become sort of a mandate for not just BioWare, but for other games?
I think, I mean, it enhances the experience. I mean, the key thing was really, it personalizes the game, it extends the life of the first game, and as long as you want. I mean, we'll probably, if we were doing a Mass Effect 3, even though we announced a trilogy, we'll probably, we'll see.
Years ago?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll make the whole game seem like one unit. I think the interesting thing, though, is you don't have to do that. Like, we can populate, your game and everything else, but it's something that, for people that are big fans, it really enhances the experience.
Also makes it incredibly stressful when you're trying to make a decision, because the impact is going to be...
Just be mean. Everything's easy after that.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have some sort of Hollywood projects going on. You have Dragon Age cartoon, maybe Mass Effect movie. Are you guys going Hollywood?
Oh, don't I look Hollywood?
Very Hollywood.
Yeah,
very.
Well, I know it's not really true. Sorry, that wasn't my phone.
No. It's just my reminder that I have to talk.
Oh,
sometimes.
Go ahead.
No, you. So 15 years into BioWare. What are the next 15? Are there going to be another 15? Are you aiming for that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we think really long term. Like, we love what we do. I mean, it's interesting being part of EA because we actually now have this certainty of like how our games are getting published, and we also have the support of this gigantic company, and they've been great. And so, we look forward, and I mean, who knows? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, consider where we've gone from. Like, you go back to like Baldur's Gate, we had like 16 pixel characters, to like Mass Effect 2. There's 16 pixels on like Shepard's eyeball glint. It's gone to the point where we've had these incredible digital actors that are so realistic. I can't even imagine what we'll be doing 15 years from now.
All right, well, we can't wait to see.
All
right, Greg, thank you so much for coming by.
Congratulations
and we
on
have to see
15.
another 15 years of really great games.
With Little Big Planet 2 now, if you thought the first game allowed players to create original content, you actually will not believe what you can do in the sequel, besides building World 1-1 from Mario. I mean, we get it. You can stop it, people, please. You'll get all the details when G4's coverage of E3 2010 Live continues.
Disney has one of the nicest booths that I've ever seen at a gaming convention. I love it. They have images coming on all the different screens here. It looks amazing. They have live artists painting portraits of Mickey over here. Very cool. And they also have, of course, the Tron booth. I love it, with a life-size light cycle. I think I might trade in my Prius for a light cycle, although I don't know if it comes in a hybrid. Anyhow, more from the floor coming up.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by Burger King. Burger King is open till 2 a.m. or later. Don't go to bed before the king.
Yay, games!
Welcome back to E3 2010 Live. We are taking you inside the biggest video game event of the year, like nobody else.
That's right, we're demoing all of the show's most wanted games, and our next one is a sequel to the PlayStation 3 platformer that encouraged everybody to just do it themselves.
Let's go hands-on with Little Big Planet 2. Here to show us Sackboy 2.0 is Alex Evans, co-founder of Media Molecule. Thank you so much. I'm ready to experience the joy that we first felt when we first played Little Big Planet 1, and it was amazing.
I still find myself with that same grin mirroring my Sackboy when I go online to see what people have made with this. And now they're making like teleportation devices and actual computer calculators out of your game.
It's completely crazy. I mean, we had no idea what they were going to do, and that's the foundation of Little Big Planet 2, really. It's just, we were astounded by the community, so we thought, what if we take some risks and we give them the most insane tools? The goal is, if you can think of a game that you can do in kind of 2D, whether it's top-down, side-scrolling, shooter, whatever the hell you want, you can do it in Little Big Planet 2.
But how do you guys accomplish that?
Well, I mean, we just took it apart and let you know what, it's super simple. We invited a bunch of creators into our office and we said, you've got 24 hours, and we gave them the simple, the direct control. You take a 6-axis, you can wire any button you want to anything, whether it's another Sackbot, you've got non-player characters. We've just gone crazy. We've basically thrown a ton of new features in the game.
That must have been like herding cats, having that many creative types in a small area.
Oh,
and
it was crazy. And they did 24 hours. I mean, I bailed. I went back to a hotel for 2 hours, but they were just creating. And the fun thing is you can even do voice acting now. So you can record your own moves, you can like have Sackbots, all those costumes that you may have in the first game, you can bring in. and dress characters up, so it's cool.
So obviously you have to be giving the developers and the creators here, the end user, this tool set. What are some of those tools in that set? Like if I can conceive, like we saw like some sort of hoverboat style racing game earlier, you know,
Yeah.
like what are some of the actual game types and tools that they'll have at their disposal?
I mean, the game types are crazy. One of the guys has actually managed to build like an RTS game. That really blew my mind the first time I saw it. Like, you know, with a cursor and multiple selection and unit creation and stuff. But the real point is, it's boiled down to building blocks. We don't know what people are going to make because we've given the basic pieces. But what's cool is the creators can share bigger and bigger pieces. So if you make an amazing vehicle, you can stick it in a bubble and share it with people. So we don't actually know. That's the terrifying thing. We don't actually know what people are going to build with this game. And Mark, our creative director, said, I want a new genre. Like, creators out there, please make a new genre of game with this. Because
incredible that they're using a genre of game to make an entirely new genre of game.
Exactly.
Very meta.
Because it did just start out as a platformer. I mean, when people first saw Little Big Planet, they're like, oh, it's a platformer.
Yeah, exactly. And we started with platforming, and in fact, the game opens with platforming with some new enhancements like the grapple hook, you will see him playing behind us. But also, once you just get into these create modes, we've added competitive modes. So you don't just cooperate anymore. If you want to, you can set up deathmatch, you can set up like capture the flag, you could do all kinds of stuff.
You must know that people would always, I mean, I would always drag my friends into spike traps anyways.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I know we were supposed to cooperate, but
And
that
the grapple
never
hook is
happened.
great for that, because you can do it over the length of the level now. You can grab the guy and wheel him in. So.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
That's one new addition. What else have you guys thrown in there?
Okay, so this level we're seeing right now is they're wearing a new one called the Creatinator. Now, right here it's used for rocket-propelled grenades. So that's pretty cool. They're basically just deathmatch, player versus player, nuking each other. But you can actually make that Creatinator emit anything. A bunch of flowers could come out of it, or a cow, or whatever the hell you
I
like.
prefer the giant rocket that you guys have
giant
gone
rocket's
with here.
pretty good. I mean, this level was actually built in 20 minutes. That is 20 minutes work in the new tools. It's pretty cool.
And why do you think your sort of your level creation tool has really caught on where, you know, it's included in a lot of different games and it, you know, people maybe mess around with it a little bit, but it hasn't really taken on a life of its own?
I mean, I think the key for us now is the breadth. We were really astounded by the breadth of content that was in Little Big Planet 1, and so we're just really trying to service that. We really listen to the community, and we're also putting in new features that integrate with the web, so now if you can actually advertise your stuff. If you make an awesome level over the weekend, or even just a cool costume for Sackboy, you can actually promote it now, which is so cool.
Very cool. I mean, that must have been one of the biggest challenges, is that people did answer your call to create cool stuff, and then you had suddenly an aggregation and a
Yeah, there
and
were
a
millions
core
of
issue.
levels, and how do you get the good stuff to bubble to the top? Right. And one of the things we realized is there are a bunch of people out there who are like the journalists of LBP. They really want to be out there kind of promoting the good stuff with the good taste or whatever, so that's what we're going to do with the website integration.
So you're going to empower them to sort of highlight the best of the best?
Exactly.
Now, so if somebody's not interested in doing any level creation, they just want to play through the single player campaign, you guys in Little Big Planet 1 created just the most beautiful imaginative levels.
Yeah.
There's still going to be that available for
Absolutely.
people.
So there's a full new campaign, single player, multiplayer. You can play on the Blu-ray. You don't even have to worry about create. You can just dive straight in. It's themed around different areas of creativity. So we have stuff like Da Vinci, who you meet at the beginning. We have full voice acting. The storytelling is great. We have filmmaking tools. So the story will hopefully be worth the price of admission on its own.
I love it. From new gameplay modes, genres unexplored, to it sounds like the next level in Machinima. You guys have clearly hit it out of the park again.
Let's
Alex,
hope so.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you very much.
We're both huge fans of Little Big Planet. So thank you.
Have a good E3.
Now let's send it over to Adam Sessler.
All right, now Fable 2 was a worldwide hit with almost 4 million copies sold, and it holds the honor of being X-Play's 2008 Game of the Year. An ambitious sequel is on the way, and this time you've got even more hard decisions to make, because now you're the king.
I'm here with Peter Molyneux, the creative force behind Fable. You really need no introduction. We're really excited about Fable 3. Tell me everything we need to know about it.
The game starts out, you're a rebel, there's this horrible evil king called Logan, he's ruining Albion, you've got to get followers and supporters to follow you, you're going to overthrow him, and then you're going to become king yourself. That's the halfway point of the game. If you want to know what it feels like to be in control, to be powerful, play this game.
People will do as I say, or they will die.
This game is a role-playing game, but a very different way of playing a role-playing game, where everything levels up, where combat is so accessible that I could give you the controller and you could immediately use it, but so deep that it allows you to craft your own way of fighting. where you can get married in the game, you can chat people up, you can have sex. Sorry, America. The list of features really is endless.
Flawless. Who could resist you?
You mentioned fixing some of the things that needed fixing. What needed fixing?
There were a lot of these things in Fable 1, Fable 2, where you could go up to people and you could kind of break wind and make them laugh and tickle them, but it didn't really do anything to the game. Well, now, the whole game is all about getting people to follow you. So everything you do in the game makes someone follow you or leave you. If you get enough people to follow you, you get more and more powerful. When you've got a certain threshold, that's when you can take on the king that's there. You've got enough supporters to actually overthrow him.
I'm really excited about the October 26th ship date on this year. Yay!
In fact, 1 minute past 12, it's going to be the PC version and it's going to be the Xbox 360 version. They're going to ship, and that is going to be a great feeling to get out the ship.
Well, Peter, thank you so much. We're really excited to see where Fable 3 takes us with this story. Thank you so much.
Oh, burping in libraries.
Coming up, everybody, we get to make some smashy and go hands-on with Red Faction Armageddon.
Find out what's in store for the next chapter of the sci-fi series that is all about glorious environmental destruction.
And later, don't miss the second part of our Call of Duty Black Ops demo. Goodbye, Hot Jungles. Hello, Cold War.
Hello.
Hello.
All that and more when G4's live coverage of E3 2010
Yeah!
continues.
I just can't stop saying woo!
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by the all-new G4 iPhone app. Now get up-to-the-minute gaming news, reviews, and videos. Available free in the iTunes Store now.
We got a little slow jam over here. All right, guys, welcome back to E3 2010 Live. The Los Angeles Convention Center is packed with people. And to those of you who managed to trick your way in, we salute you.
Yeah, well done. Coming up in the next hour, you're going to see even more live hands-on demos, including the game that lets me indulge my Total Recall fantasies, which is playing tennis with a holographic instructor, by the way. That's not that fantasy.
No.
Red Faction Armageddon will be live on our stage.
Let's get the latest on Bungie's Halo Reach and the world premiere of Firefight Mode. You are not going to see this gameplay anywhere else. And later, don't miss our live hands-on demo of Fallout New Vegas.
Get ready to sink hours and hours into another depressing and violent apocalyptic adventure. Yay!
Absolutely.
But first, let's send it over to Adam and Olivia.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Red Faction Guerrilla was one of last year's most pleasant surprises, a game that took destruction to a whole new level. You could literally dismantle buildings brick by pylon.
Everything was destructible. The game has sold over 1 million copies, so naturally a bigger and better sequel is on the way. Let's go hands-on with Red Faction Armageddon.
All right, here to take our asses back to Mars is producer for THQ.
Say it, believe it. Just believe it.
I wanted to say
Believe it.
Heine or something completely
He's
like
gonna take our asses back to
emasculated.
Mars, people.
That's right. Anyway,
Jim
Jim Boone from THQ. Thanks for joining us. So, obviously, Red Faction Guerrilla was a little more topside. We're now underground. Now, when you take the destructibility of environments and you put it underground, that's got to change up the whole nature of destruction.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, one of the things that's really helped us out by bringing it underground is that you have you have the walls and the ceilings that you didn't used to have on the surface. So you have a lot of objects that you can place on the walls and the ceilings. You can imagine the kinds of destruction that you can do where you're bringing things down. You have them strategically placed where you can bring them down. Sometimes people just have a lot of fun figuring out what is the best thing that they can bring down in these types of environments. So it definitely caters towards that.
Well, when you were creating the game, how has the increased destruction affected your level design? Because once they destroy everything, it's just there. It's there.
Yeah, it's been really actually pretty interesting. It's the 4th game now that we've done where we've been working with destruction, and it is a challenge to do it from a design standpoint. But the thing that is really helpful about it is that when you've worked on it for as long as we have, you start to learn certain techniques and certain ways that you want to lay your levels out and the kinds of things that you want to put into it. And what we always talk about is we want to lay these things out in a way where people feel like they are figuring out how best to destroy the world. In other words, rather than having the obvious place that someone understands X marks the spot, it's more about gamers trying to find out how can I destroy this world in a way that the designers didn't even think about.
What's your best way to destroy the world? What's your favorite?
My favorite way is we have light fixtures to hang on the ceilings. Being able to destroy those things and have it come crashing down on the enemy, just see them just give.
Wow.
It's pretty
It's
awesome.
simple,
It's a lot of
yet
fun.
awesome.
Very simple, but yeah, very effective.
Now, also, one thing that has been mentioned is that the destruction in this game, it also, it's going to be more motivated, whereas like you can just go around and just destroy everything willy-nilly, but it wasn't so much that the game was asking you to.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
a story. What's the story?
Yeah, so the story, it actually takes place 2 generations after the events of Red Faction Guerrilla, and the surface of Mars has been ravaged and has forced all the colonists to go below the ground. And they've set up a civilization there, they've rebuilt it from the ashes, and it took them about 10 years to do that, but unfortunately they've encountered a new enemy, and in a very short period of time, on the order of a couple of days, that enemy has gone through and just started massacring everyone. And so it is literally infesting the world. So when you have to destroy these targets, you're actually helping to eradicate the infestation of the area. It's not necessarily just a tactical standpoint, it is literally infested and you have to destroy these targets.
Now you keep using destroy, and I'm guessing it's more than just our own bare hands. So we have weapons. We have really great weapons in these kind of games. What new weapons will we get to see in Red Faction?
Yeah, one of our favorite ones actually, it's kind of our signature weapon, is called the Magnet Gun, and it's a pretty simple concept, but what it is you fire, you shoot your first projectile at a particular target, and then you send the second projectile, and the first target goes flying towards it. So to paint a better picture, imagine you shoot a side of a building, and the entire wall of that building goes flying at your second target. It's the kind of thing where only the destruction engine helps us be able to do those sorts of things. That's motivating destruction
right there. You have one that destroys and also creates environment.
Yeah, so another item that we have
is awesome. They're playing God here.
Exactly.
You destroy it and then you build it back up.
And then you can rebuild it back up, exactly.
It's like a boyfriend. I'm going to tear you down and bring it back up.
Exactly.
So that way you love me.
It's like a Tinker Toy set.
Yeah, right.
Just like terrible Tinker Toys. Anyway, how does it work?
Wait, what is this?
So it's a nanoforge, and it's a device that was actually seen in Red Faction Guerrilla, but over the 2 generations since then, they've actually been able to work with this thing and build it up. And one of its abilities is to repair. So literally anything in the world that has been destroyed that is man-made, you can walk up to it and repair it back to its pristine state. So you can use that to repair things that are something that's been destroyed that you need to come back, like perhaps a bridge that the colonists need to cross. It could be something where it is an area where you need to create a small bit of defense. So you create a wall, hide behind it.
Basically, it's messed up and then you fix it. It never happened.
That is exactly correct.
Never happened. Do over.
Now, as we just saw there, I have a feeling you're not going to give me all the details I want, but I think we're looking at a new type of enemies than what we've seen before in the Red Faction series, something maybe less than human?
That is correct, yeah. We don't go into too much detail on exactly what these things are, but they are definitely part of this infestation that's going through the world, and we're showing a couple of different enemies right now. There's a lot of different classes of enemies. You still have humans that you fight in the surface because you're still waging war with them. But these new enemies are definitely much more sinister. It's definitely a slightly more horrific vibe.
And they're intelligent life.
Yes.
And we're going to find out more what they are when the game comes out, which is slated for...
It's March of 2011.
Nice. Right. We got a month. I like that. Specific month.
Jim, thank you so much for coming by with Red Faction Armageddon.
Jim, congratulations. Thank you so much.
All right, let's send it over to Morgan.
All right, despite claiming that they were done with the PSP and God of War games, developers Ready at Dawn have proven themselves to be full of it. And really, we couldn't be more thrilled. They have brought God of War Ghost of Sparta to the show floor, and we sent Allison down for a closer look.
Kratos is back, causing havoc all over Greece again, but this time he is throwing his daggers on the PSP. Let's check out God of War Ghost of Sparta. Now with me is Dana Jan, one of the developers of Ghost of Sparta. Now we have not seen a God of War on the PSP since Chains of Olympus, so what is new this time?
We went back and we took this opportunity to make God of War Ghost of Sparta an even bigger, more badass experience than the previous game. It's more bloodthirsty, there's more moves, more action, pretty much everything that you could ever be hungry for in a God of War game.
And when exactly does this game fall? Is it a sequel, a prequel, a sequel to a prequel?
Good question. The game takes place between the events of God of War 1 and God of War 2. We're going back into Kratos' backstory, finding out a little bit about what tortures him, what haunts him, and the reasons that he's so bloodthirsty for revenge against the gods of Olympus.
All right, so when can we expect this to drop, and what's the price point going to be?
The game's going to come out later this year, and I'm not sure if the price point's been set yet, but I'm pretty sure it's in line with what other PSP, titles are right now.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm never going to get tired of killing Greek gods, right?
I never get tired of it, no.
No, they're all going down.
after the break. We're going to take you inside one of the year's biggest games. You'll get the latest on Halo Reach and see world premiere gameplay of Firefight mode.
Yes, and folks, keep in mind, this is the first time anyone has ever seen this mode in action. Also on the way, part 2 of our hands-on demo of Call of Duty Black Ops, which features an all-new level and combat in the snow.
G4's live coverage of E3 2010 continues right after this.
And it's good.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, there is no bigger video game icon than Pac-Man. And here at E3 2010, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Pac-Man. We've got Pac-Man cereal from the 80s. We have got Chef Boyardee Pac-Man pasta. And my personal favorite, the 4-player table console of Pac-Man. I'm gonna be pink, and I'm gonna eat me the hell out of some Clyde right now. Oh yeah, you're going down.
Yeah!
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by Burger King. Burger King is open till 2 a.m. or later. Don't go to bed before the king.
Uproarious applause! Welcome back to E3 2010 Live. Folks, without a doubt, one of the year's biggest games is Halo Reach. Now, Bungie says this will be their last Halo game, so this is it. Savor the moment. Really marinate it. Now let's send it over to Allison Hayslip and Blair Herter for a world...
All right, joining us now is Community Director for Bungie, Brian Gerard. Welcome.
Hey.
Yes. I mean, I think you can tell we are so excited for what you have in store for us right now. So obviously last we saw ODST, but where are we right now in the story?
Well, this is Reach. It's the prequel to the whole Halo trilogy. This is a brand new game that sets into motion the whole galaxy-spanning saga that Master Chief eventually saves humanity in.
Nice. Now, we saw in ODST that it is actually fun to play a game in this universe without actually being Master Chief. We're seeing something different here as well. Tell me about this particular character.
Yeah, so these are Spartan 2s. These guys are not ODSTs. They're definitely still pretty awesome, but they're not quite as enhanced as Master Chief. So they're a little more rugged on the battlefield. Got to rely a little bit more on teamwork and sort of being just watch each other's backs and use their new tools and weapons to their best.
Right. They're more the Arnold Schwarzenegger, less Robert Patrick.
Yeah, something
basically.
like that.
They're just the older version.
Maybe a little bit of Carl Weathers thrown in too.
Oh, dude.
I like it. Oh, we got a high five. We got a man high five going on right now.
It's Predator. It's Predator. Don't worry about it.
Now, I have to ask, because obviously everyone plays this game for this, new weapons. What do we have?
Well, we got a lot of returning favorites. We have a lot of brand new stuff as well. I think we're going to debut 1 or 2 here tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I actually heard a little rumor that you're actually debuting for the first time ever mother freaking firefight.
That's right.
Yes.
It's back.
That's right.
I will clap for that.
That's right. Dude, everybody knows about it. Everybody's really excited about it. Here for the first time ever, tell us about this.
Please. So Firefight's back. Obviously, we unrolled it last year for the first time in ODST. It's 4 players. It's you and your buddies going against non-stop waves of Covenant. And for Reach, we've got quite a new things packed in there as well.
Wonderful. Now, Bungie is known for actually listening to their fans, thank goodness. So did you guys listen to whatever came out of ODST to...
Yeah, you know, I guess a few people thought maybe Firefight would be more fun if it had matchmaking support, so we added matchmaking support.
Fantastic.
Matchmaking support for multiplayer mode?
Yes, you're never going to play Firefight by yourself again.
So if I wanted a milkshake with my game, could I get that? Do you just grant all fan
maybe
wishes?
in our next game we
okay,
can send
sweet.
that to
I'm going
you.
to look for that.
Only appropriate when a girl asks you that question. It would be so different if I would ask you that. Now, let's take a step back. You said that there's a lot of new things in Reach that you guys are bringing to the table. In this mode specifically, what else are you guys adding that you didn't have in the first one?
Well, matchmaking is a huge addition, and we're really happy to have it. I think the other biggest change to Firefight specifically is we're giving players a really insane amount of customization options. So you get to decide what kind of enemies you want to fight in each wave, what kind of weapons you want to have. You can even create your own custom skulls and decide when they activate and what effect they have on the game you're playing.
Very nice. So you are really leaving it up to the fans on this.
We are. We're giving you all the tools, and we're going to let you create your own game types, and you put them online and share them with your friends.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Now, the beta was out not too long ago, and you guys made some changes to your multiplayer mode and that. Are those changes going to affect the campaign at all?
Absolutely. We had over 2.7 million people play our beta, lots of vocal, awesome fans, and we listened to all that feedback. And I think the biggest thing you'll notice right away is that we've bumped up the movement speed of the Spartans a little bit, and you'll jump a little bit higher. So a little more closely aligned with what you had in Halo 3, but not quite as far.
I like it. Now, Brian, this is something, a franchise that you guys have built from the ground up. What you're saying now, and I refuse to believe you, is that this is the last game you guys are going to do. So you've had a lot of time to make this franchise. This is your last one. This is your curtain call. What did you put in this game? Was there anything that when you first started, you're like, this is what we want to do by the end, and you're finally here? Anything make this game that you've been waiting all these games to put in?
Well, I mean, Reach for us, for the whole Bungie team, this is a decade's worth of development in the making here, so we can really pull forward all the things that have defined the series and do things now we could never do before. Battles that are bigger, we're going to take players into space, and we're going to have a scope and a scale of combat that we just couldn't do last time. So we're going to go out with a bang, and this is going to be our definitive Halo title for sure.
Yeah, now this is a bit of a personal question, but I actually heard that you guys have some really cool voice acting in this game.
Yeah, we have a couple surprise people coming back.
Can we
and some
talk
new
about
people
them at
as
all,
well.
or no?
I don't know if we're quite ready to let that cat
we
out of the
have to
bag.
leave
I can
that.
tell you that one of our
Sorry.
favorites from ODST will be back making a cameo appearance, so I'll leave it at
You
that.
need to be secret of that, but you said space battle. Let's space like it's like we're fighting in space.
Yeah, so we
What's
gave
that
people
about?
a glimpse of that at the keynote, but you know, this is a planetary scale battle, and we will be fighting on the ground. You'll get in a ship, you'll launch up into orbit, and you're going to keep fighting, and it's a seamless transition, and that's just one of the things that we're doing that's brand new and never been done in a Halo game before.
Plus jetpacks.
Oh, of course, lots of jetpacks
And
and
the jetpacks.
brand new abilities. Today with Firefight, we're showing off the drop shield, which is sort of a bubble shield mixed with healing ability, so you can be a medic for your friends now as well.
I like it. So when can we be a medic? When can we fight with jetpacks, space battles? When are we seeing this game in stores?
Halo Reach will be dropping in the stores on September 14th.
Awesome, man. Well, Brian, thank you so much for
Hey,
stopping by,
thanks for
brother.
having
Really
me.
appreciate it.
Thank
I know we're
you.
all
Thank you.
very excited about this game. Again, thank you so much for coming by. For now, let's send it back over to Olivia.
You guys are just in time for some more multiplayer madness, sponsored by America's first 4G phone, the HTC Evo 4G. This exclusive first look is brought to you by Sprint. Okay, these four lucky fans behind me are the first gamers to get their hands on Twisted Metal before its release date. But we do have a couple of surprises for them. Earlier, they're just playing, just straight. Now, they are playing for a copy of Twisted Metal and a sweet G4 prize pack. But the stakes have been raised, boys. Are you guys ready? You see what's happening right here? Yes, we raised the challenge for you. The challenge is that you have to play while eating my favorite food, pie, right? And it's going to be with help from our lovely booth babe. So how's this feeling? Is it good?
Distracting.
What?
Feels distracting and delicious.
Yes, but okay. And do you think your gameplay is getting better or worse or?
A lot worse.
Do you even care?
Nope.
All right, good to go. All right, and how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Do you enjoy pie?
I do like pie.
Okay, do you think that you can concentrate? Well, she's almost naked basically. She's just wearing leather strapped to her body. How are you doing? You good?
All right.
I'm asking you questions, man. Can
I
you
know.
just okay, see. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? Okay, cool.
How are you?
I'm doing great. This man is focused. All right. How you doing?
Good.
You ready for a white lady to feed you pie? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's happening. Yeah, right now, let me just describe what she's wearing. One, by the way, not a professional race driver. They might get confused because she's wearing a jacket, but she is not.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, were you really thinking that? Oh, yeah, look at that. Do the airplane noise for him. Do the airplane noise for him. Go ahead.
Airplane noise.
Okay, I don't know where you see airplanes. Okay, good job. All right, how about you, my friend?
I'm doing good.
Yes. So do you enjoy pie and hot ladies?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, you really went in for that. You hungry? We should get you like normal food, I think. How are you playing?
Good.
Keep eating. Can you just keep eating? Can you just eat? Open your mouth. Can you open your mouth? Can you open your mouth? Thank you. Oh, that's good. How is it? Do you like it?
Right.
Do you like her?
Yeah.
You didn't look at her. Is this uncomfortable for everybody else? Because it's really uncomfortable for me. Okay, so guess what? You don't. Oh, look at what you did. Look what you did to the booth babe girl. Oh, okay. Well, you guys, time's up. That was exciting for me. And I like to pick my winner. And the winner is based on just what I want. So congratulations to Awkward Guy number 4. Yay! Congratulations, you just won a G4 bag full of swag, including a classic Walkman, so you can, listen to all your favorite cassette tapes right there.
Awesome.
Also, you're getting the best the copy of Twisted Metal when it comes out. When it's officially released. Here it is. That's okay. Don't stop checking your pie. All right, we're working here. And also, you get a handful of nuts from me to you. Oh, and G4 swag. A special thanks to David Jaffe and all of our Twisted Metal contestants. Stay tuned tomorrow for a new game and a whole new contest. Tomorrow, G4 welcomes NASCAR to the stage. The creator of the Gran Turismo series and Sprint Cup series driver, Kevin Conway, will join us and host to race in the PlayStation 3 exclusive Gran Turismo 5. Several lucky fans will have an opportunity to try to beat their times live on our stage and then play for more prizes like a handful of nuts. Oh, look at you. Oh.
Second guessing you. I'm sorry.
Now it's mine. Kevin, now it's mine. You happy?
Woo! Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. The Blue Angels are doing a flyby because that's what airplanes sound like these days. Woo! Hey, if you were forced to crack a safe, how would you do it? How would you do it? It's rhetorical. Earlier in the show, the hosts of G4's new series, It's Effin' Science, they use liquid nitrogen and then an air arc. Google it. Here's Angie Greenup with their third and, believe it or not, most dangerous attempt. Seriously, how would you do it?
Thanks! We're out here trying to hack science to open up some locked safes. So Chad opened his safe by burning it with pure oxygen, and I opened mine by freezing it with liquid nitrogen. So now, for our final safe, Mark has promised to wrap things up with a bang. Mark! That doesn't look safe! His idea to open his safe is so dangerous that we do not know what's going to happen to it.
Yep, using some good old-fashioned explosives right here. Going old school.
All right, before you blow that, I'm walking away.
Yeah, me too. Whatever, you better walk fast. I got about 15 seconds on that. Here goes something.
Ooh, yeah, that thing's hot! Oh my God! The shockwave lifts a layer of dirt more than a foot in the air. Mark was right here just a second ago. He nearly bit the big one, cartoon style. Mark, that worked pretty well to get the safe open. Whatever you had inside it is completely gone.
Well, I guess we know who won this effing challenge.
So there you have it. 3 different ways to use science to open up a locked safe. Just don't call us if you need someone to post bail. Be sure to stay tuned for our season premiere of It's Effin' Science right after G4's E3 coverage. Mark, get your hands out of the liquid nitrogen!
All right, thank you, Angie. It's Effin' Science premieres next, right here on G4. And keep it here because the year's biggest games are still on the way.
Coming up, we're going to have the second part of our Call of Duty Black Ops demo.
This time, we're leaving the jungle behind and squad up for a brutal firefight in sub-zero temperatures. We'll be right back.
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by It's Effin' Science. G4's newest series is a full-on hack of science. Premieres next, only on G4.
Welcome back to E3 2010 Live. Now, earlier in the show, we gave you a taste of Call of Duty Black Ops, and we know it was not enough.
No, it wasn't. The developers are back to show us more, and this time they're showing us a whole new side of the single-player campaign. Let's go hands-on.
All right, guys, here to show off more Black Ops is Mark Lamia coming back with us.
Yay.
Thank you so much. All right, so what is the first thing we're looking at right now?
All right, so the team here is taking you deep behind enemy lines into the Soviet Union. You're in the Ural Mountains. You're actually in an SR-71 reconnaissance aircraft, and you're providing intelligence to your squad on the ground. They're doing a very dangerous black operations, and as you can see, our player here is commanding the squad, and this is something totally different for Call of Duty. Again, we really wanted to give players some new experiences, and so.
And so how high up are you right now?
That's classified. Probably 60,000 feet.
60,000
How's that?
feet.
How's
no,
that?
but you're very high up. You're not. You're not like hovering right above the
You're
battlefield. Like
suborbital.
You're
actually. These guys had to don spacesuits.
Right.
You're suborbital at this point.
Now, what this demonstrates, I think, immediately is, earlier in the show, we saw a helicopter just blowing the crap out of everything. You are going for very different tones, it looks like, from level to level. I mean, what's the level of variety that we can expect from Black Ops?
That is, that's actually something we've been going for, level of variety. So pacing in this, there's a setup here, obviously completely different than the all-out action that you saw with Payback earlier. So we're doing the setup here. and you're controlling this squad. But then, in a couple of seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you down.
And
you're going to be able to play right on the ground.
And so some of the
you've done the
decisions
setup.
now that you've made in controlling that squad, now you're going to have to reap the consequences of that.
That's right, that's right. So as you saw, you were positioned here right before this Soviet Spetsnaz squad was coming right before you, and you've been placed safely as they approach.
Now, are you playing as a series of different characters from level to level, or is it kind of like a Modern Warfare type where there's 2 or 3 characters and you revisit them?
Now, there's going to be a couple primary characters. In this level, you're actually playing two different characters in the same level, right? You were piloting the reconnaissance aircraft, the SR-71, and now you're on the ground. And in this level, you're playing as Mason, or Hudson. In the last level, you played as Mason.
I have to say, I think Kevin commented on this. This game is amazing looking. I mean, this is definitely a step up from Modern Warfare 2. I mean, Snow, I think, is one of those kind of Rosetta Stones of showing like good graphical design.
It's got to be perfectly shiny in some spots, and it's got to feel right under your feet.
You know, this is a testament. The environments art team. And
okay, so
you know,
he
lighting.
has the crossbow. Are you trying to have like really awesome weapons that are also sort of time appropriate from the Cold War era?
Yeah, you know, this is actually inspired by a couple things. One was when we talked to some of our SOG, they told us that people would actually choose the bow and arrow to go out with. So we felt like in this particular mission, we needed to go out with the bow and arrow as well. And this is the AUG, which you know, these guys would have well in advance before this was ever manufactured and mass distributed.
Okay, looks like that they're lining up because they're going to do a rappel here.
Yeah.
And so, but you're going to have basically the standard weapon types that we're going to be used to. We're going to have a sniper rifle, and we're going to have a shotgun, and we're going to have the crossbow, and like things like that.
But what you don't expect is, you know, these Black Operations unit, they could outfit themselves, and they would have modified weaponry and ammo.
This is almost vertigo-inducing.
Yeah.
I've seen this before, and I know something very awesome is about to happen, and I'm almost sitting here sick with anticipation.
So yeah, you know what? The rappel is an actual gameplay element. It's not just a press X event. There's tension in it. There's timing. Again, it's all about pacing. It's the setup.
And what do you think that fans of the series are going to be most excited about? Obviously, this series has a lot of diehard fans, and sometimes fans don't like change so much. But is there something that you guys think that they're really going to make the fans embrace change?
I'll tell you in a second.
All right.
I don't want
Watch this.
Oh, you don't want to ruin it? Okay, let's see.
And this is awesome.
So this is what you think the fans of the series are going to be excited about. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Who doesn't want to do that?
Absolutely.
What clearly is that we're now looking at a level that's kind of, it's more action movie. I think what we saw before felt a little bit more towards the sort of realism of combat in a particular era. I mean, are you trying to kind of get a balance between the two in the game?
Yeah, everything, really. Variety, pacing, cinematic elements, all that. Those are all key areas that we focus on, make our design decisions.
It's definitely very, very impressive. Now, I mean, did you guys do research on potential operations that may have been happening during the Reagan and Nixon era?
Yeah, we did extensive research throughout the era. We talked to the veterans, and you know, I couldn't tell you if these missions really occurred or not. But what I can tell you is that they're inspired by.
Yes, well, that's
you know.
So you can talk to the veterans about like what types of missions maybe that they went on, and then you're be able to render that actually in the game.
Absolutely.
And it is an interesting era that I think gives you a lot of variety and stuff to play with.
Exactly. It totally opened up bursts of creativity inside the studio. All these Black Operations, and we learned about them, the locales, the weaponry. So, yeah, you know, the crossbow here, you had the AUG. We got the shotgun, the fast shotgun.
Let's get one more kill in.
And
boom.
And the most important question, when are we going to get to play?
G4 is approaching the objective.
You're going to get to play on November 9th.
November 9th.
Yeah. Cannot wait. I want to see more of this, so you are more than welcome to visit us on the X-Play stage. Yes, Treyarch, you've done it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Give a round of applause for her. And let's send it over to Kevin and Olivia.
Here, come play Olivia. Attention all iPhone owners. If you want to stay plugged into G4, and who wouldn't, right?
I have one.
Thanks, Olivia. Guess what? Now there's an app for that.
No Asian app.
What? No, she did great. She was
you
good.
cannot find one
Only half.
Asian. Asian in.
The best half of you. The Asian half.
You're right. She should get in here. She's prettier.
Hey, whether you're on the toilet or stuck in traffic, Use the G4 app to get a metric ton of gaming
I'll
goodness.
say that, kiddo.
Yeah. You gotta get a mic in there, Olivia.
And cheats for all
The latest.
games. And here's the best part.
What's the best part?
Totally free.
It's totally free! Just download the app from the iTunes store and be prepared to have your mind blown. You don't get paid for this, by the way, I'm sorry. Hey, get out your Pip-Boys and bobbleheads. We have a huge game coming up after the break. What is it, Olivia?
We'll have a world premiere hands-on demo of Fallout New Vegas.
Yes!
Yeah, very exciting. Get ready to head back to the wasteland right after this. Asian, thank you.
Well played. Well played.
They're like,
E3 2010 Live is brought to you by the all-new G4 iPhone app. Now get up-to-the-minute gaming news, reviews, and videos. Available free in the iTunes Store now.
Welcome back to E3 2010, folks. We are live and about to do something very near and dear to our hearts.
We will go into vats and shoot someone in the face. It's one of the many fun things to do in Fallout New Vegas.
Here it is, folks. We have a world premiere hands-on demo right now.
And here to take us back into the wasteland is Project Director at Obsidian Entertainment, Josh Sawyer. From what I see on screen, this ain't the same wasteland I remember from Fallout 3. We must be in Vegas. Vegas is not what you would expect in the apocalypse.
No. So Vegas is almost the exact opposite of DC in a lot of ways, just conceptually and also in our game. So the Capital Wasteland is really run down in Fallout 3. In New Vegas, this area has actually been relatively untouched by the nuclear weapons. You can see they have power, the casinos are up and running, they're getting power from Hoover Dam. So this is kind of like a little isolated oasis in the middle of the wasteland.
It's very Fallout Vice City, if you will. I love the I love the neon. Like it's such a fresh look for the engine. It really shows off how beautiful this game can be.
Yeah, we really wanted to make sure that the strip felt vibrant and had that sort of googie architecture and style of the late 50s and early 60s Vegas, which is classic Vegas, and it also fits with the retro future style of the Fallout franchise.
And I do want to point out, though, that it doesn't all take place on the Vegas Strip, that there is more traditional wastelandy stuff outside of Vegas proper.
Yeah. A lot of the game, actually, most of the game, I would say, takes place in what we call the Mojave Wasteland. So this is the Mojave Desert all around New Vegas, going up and down I-15 and Highway 95, and it's mostly...
We're going to look at it right here, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be looking at some pretty cool stuff. It's really about, the game is about you trying to find out who tried to kill you, and also traveling through the desert and trying to get to Vegas, and then dealing with a larger conflict in the area.
Yeah, Josh, let's take a step back and refresh the story for those who didn't hear. Somebody did try to kill the character that we're controlling.
Yeah.
What happened? You got left in a ditch? Somebody ambushed you at some point?
Yeah, so the game literally starts with you being shot in the head twice and dropped in a shallow grave. So
you guys really know how to start a game, whether it's crowning and popping out of the holiest of holies, or being shot in the head and left in a ditch.
Well,
well, I was going to say, and speaking of starting a game, this is a much quicker start than in Fallout 3. You're kind of out there, fighting things.
We knew a lot of the people that played this game had played Fallout 3, and the Vault intro was pretty cool for Fallout 3, but we wanted to make sure that people could go right into the gameplay. Oh,
and there we go. That's the gameplay. All right, which brings us to weapons.
Yes.
Because you already had the basis of Fallout 3 as far as tech, you got to play with a lot of doodads. It sounds like there's more weapons in the game, and they're modifiable.
Yeah, so we have about twice as many weapons in New Vegas as we're in Fallout 3. And you can also add mods. So this is the light machine gun that we're looking at right here. You actually have the ability to add a larger drum on it, extends its ammo capacity. You have things that can increase the rate of fire, do all sorts of different stuff, whether it's guns, explosives, or energy weapons.
But I think you're downplaying the amount of modifications that have been done here. Like, let's say I wanted grenades that, I don't know, were incendiary, caught on fire, and I wanted to, I don't know, shoot them out of a machine gun. That is a combo I can actually make happen in your game.
Yeah. You can take the grenade machine gun, you can put the high-speed motor on it so it fires even faster, and then you can put high-explosive variant grenades in it. So, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with the weapon system.
Now, what's the economy behind that? So you can't just do that willy-nilly and have these crazy powerful weapons.
No. So obviously you start with your sort of basic weapons, and then you can buy mods at various stores throughout the world. You also have the ability to craft, handcraft ammo. You can make hand loads at reloading benches and stuff like that. So it's a combination of buying from stores and also crafting within the game.
Now, Josh, one of the huge aspects of Fallout is, of course, dealing with companions, and you guys have sort of streamlined that operation with the companion wheel.
Yep. So the companion wheel is a way that we allow the player to very quickly deal with the companions. You can see it right here. So in Fallout 3, you had to do it through conversation. It was a little slow. So this allows you quick access to all the main things that you control on your character. So it's nice and streamlined, but we still have really rich dialogues with the companions, and each of them has their own sort of quest line that you can go on. So we really feel people get a lot of value out of them.
Some people have asked me, and I just tell them they're idiots, but they're like, hold on, but is this just like an add-on or something? This is a full-fledged Fallout-sized game.
Oh, no, yeah. The Mojave Wasteland is about the same size as the Capital Wasteland. You're not going to be walking around here for 2 hours or anything.
And as a value add for people who thought, oh, that Fallout 3 was too easy, you have hardcore mode, if you wouldn't mind explaining.
Yes, so hardcore mode it's something you can activate at the beginning of the game. You can turn it off if it's too tough. If you play through the whole game with it, you get an achievement or a trophy. But it adds healing over time. Stim packs don't heal instantly. You have to deal with dehydration, starvation, sleep deprivation in the desert. There's all sorts of little changes that make it a little more immersive and just sort of harder for the player.
And wait on ammo.
Yeah, weighty ammo,
exactly.
That makes a big difference.
All right, so...
when can we actually get hardcore with this game?
It's going to be out on October 19th of this year.
Love it.
All right,
really
Josh,
can't wait.
Thank you so much. Fallout
Thank you, guys.
Vegas, everybody.
A lot of fun. Thanks.
Thanks for coming by and stealing another 60 hours of our lives.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
All right, Olivia?
Hey guys, you guys at home, you can see all the best E3 2010 clips anytime, anywhere, right on your iPhone and iPod Touch. Download the G4 iPhone app now at g4tv.com/app. Believe it or not, we've still got more live E3 coverage on the way. I know, you're welcome. After the break, Bike Messenger turned superhero Cole McGrath makes a big return. We'll have the latest on the PlayStation 3 exclusive Infamous 2 right after this.
Inside this giant hamster ball, which is actually the Virtue Sphere. Apparently I have to save the world from an alien invasion. Oh, there we go. Yeah, all right, I just totally killed a little blue alien. There we go, I just killed another one. I'm walking through this world. I gotta tell you, if E3 was all Virtue Spheres, it'd probably be a hell of a lot cooler right now. Oh, and having a hell of a lot more fun. Come on, die, 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 die. Yeah, go down, buddy. Yeah! Whoa, whoa.
Tomorrow, G4's live coverage of E310 continues with even more hands-on demos of the show's hottest games. The creators of Doom and Quake bring you their Rage, a revolutionary new shooter that will blow you away. Plus, it's murder, Italian style. Silent killer Ezio Auditore returns in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Killzone 3 is bigger, badder, and now in 3D. The Hellgast are back in an exclusive hands-on demo. And at long last, Gran Turismo 5 will be unveiled by director Kazunori Yamauchi. All that, plus exclusive interviews, the latest trailers, and all the news as it breaks. E3 2010 is the biggest gaming event on the planet, and it's only on G4.
Welcome back to G4's coverage of E3 2010 Live. We are coming to you from the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Yes, this place is packed with people and the air is thick with bacteria and lots of Portuguese sweat.
Yes.
Really, it's the nerd plague going around here, and I'm sorry.
You just have to sanitize once in a while before and after you touch the controllers.
Yes.
All right, this afternoon, Sony showed off plenty of new games during their press conference. One of the standouts was Infamous 2.
Yes, now for the latest on Sucker Punch's superhero sequel, here's Alex Simwise with a floor report.
Sony booth to come and see Sucker Punch. So while I'm dodging wayward right hooks and all that kind of malarkey, we're going to go and see one of their new games for next year, Infamous 2. Now I'm here with Nate, who is the game's director, so he's a very, very important man. And I hear there's been a redesign on the main character, Cole.
Well, you know, when you're working on a sequel, you get an opportunity to kind of res up all kinds of things. The engine, the way that we put together missions, and that includes characters, but of course, got like a year to go, so we're still working. My personal kind of quote is 5th time's a charm, because we're all about iteration at Sucker Punch, so every aspect of the game gets better.
And here he's got some new powers. Can you tell us about those?
Oh yes, yes. Cole's abilities continue to grow. He starts out the game as a superhero, and he kind of just goes up from there, becoming a superhero.
And you've also got a new setting, which is the old one was in like a New Yorky kind of place, and the new one's set in the South. So tell us about that.
The new game takes place in a city called New Marais, which is sort of based on a lot of cities in the American South, but particularly New Orleans. My father grew up there, and he would tell me stories when I was a kid about these really weird things, like the alligators in the swamp, these creepy old buildings, and people running nuts at Mardi Gras. So it's like the perfect place to put a superhero story.
And it's due for a release next year. So do you know which quarter or?
That is a tightly guarded secret, which I'm sure you could fish out of me.
Okay. When is it out?
All right, I'm joking. You can't.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Wow. We have seen a ton of games today.
Yes.
You know, on the stage, right here on our floor, at the press conferences. So I want to go down the line. Kevin, what did you like?
You know, they asked us our favorites, and I had so many, and thankfully you guys are going to chat about all of them. So I actually went with Bulletstorm for today because I was taken by surprise. I love a good hardcore first-person shooter. I also love a game that doesn't take itself all that seriously and has a sense of humor. So to combine the two is a refreshing treat in this day and age of let's be all so serious about the fact that we're shooting people in the face. So I enjoy it. I like the combos. I like the system, and graphically it looks incredible. So Bulletstorm for me.
No, I definitely agree. Bulletstorm did have an incredible showing. I think it got a lot of people excited about it. I am going to pick Star Wars The Old Republic because...
What were the odds? What were the odds?
It's crazy, right? No one would have guessed it. I do love an MMO. They put a lot of thought into making, you know, the different character classes really fit in and feel like they belong in the Star Wars universe, whether you're a healer or a tank or anything like that. So that got me very excited. It's fully voiced. I can't even tell you guys how much that is going to change the MMO experience. That's my choice.
I mean, the fact is, I'm going to play it. That says something if Adam plays an MMO.
Well, what's yours, Adam?
Mine is a quirky choice, but probably not surprising. Epic Mickey. I've been very excited about this game. As someone who kind of grew up obsessed with animation and all that type of stuff, and I've known over the years, as I've known Warren Spector, he has the same problem that I do, and this clearly is a game that was made with some crazy person like me in mind. It's just,
and you can tell Warren Spector is really into this idea.
And that while it might look like it's simplistic gameplay on the surface, all you got to do is just be with it for a little bit, and like the rich, deep character, all that kind of weird Deus Ex stuff. No, it's still there.
And there's so many different ways to play that game too, which keeps it fresh and interesting. But what about you, Miss Mun? What did you see?
Oh, this is so embarrassing because I can't remember the name, but it was the one where you knocked the Asian girl off your TV show.
No, that wasn't a game. That was a promo that we did.
Off. You're like, no Asian.
That was a promo that we did.
That's my favorite game.
That's not a Wii game.
That was my favorite
not a Kinect game.
I like that game for the PSP.
You spent a lot of time with Twisted Metal. Did you enjoy that?
Twisted Metal was really. It's really exciting to finally see it come back around, and the fact that with the PS3 they could do so many more things with it. It's exciting to see that everyone got to play it and really loved it.
I think we're seeing, Jaffe's experiment, which was a phenomenal game, Calling All Cars.
Yes.
I can see aspects of it in Twisted Metal, which it was such a phenomenal arcade game to have it at this scope and at this size. I mean, it's going to be an absolute winner.
Yeah, no, the game looks amazing, and of course it's Jaffe, so we all love that.
Yeah. It's a shame we couldn't mention the 50,000 other games here that were amazing, but that is it, folks. That is it for today. G4's coverage of E3 is just beginning.
Tonight.
E3 2010 Live continues tonight with a special live edition of G4TV.com's Feedback at 9:30 p.m.
And the action continues tomorrow and Thursday at 6 p.m. as we roll out more exclusive hands-on demos, interviews, and all the breaking headlines.
You do not go anywhere right now. It is time for the premiere of It's Effin' Science.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.